Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. I apologize for the delay. I was doing some deep research and on the phones and communicating with people on the ground. What is going on with Virgin Galactic? Well, I've got some information for you. Going to share that with you. Some of it you know, some of it you don't know. And let's get straight into it. As we can see, our position is down very slightly today. I'm down 2%, $1,000. I am going to show you all my positions right now. So as you can see, the Roth IRA was up, just down slightly. We reached $66,000. We're back at 65, so we're just about $1,000 off this morning. And let's have a look why, and let's discuss it live on the show. If it's your first time here, consider subscribing to the channel. Click subscribe, ring the bell, tap the like button, let us know you're all here, and let's get straight into our show. All right, let's go through it. We know what we're going to be talking about this morning. Everyone's talking about this, and we'll cover this in a moment. So we'll put a what should we do? We'll put a clock up. Yeah, I would say in what we'll do, we'll cover Virgin Galactic in about 15 minutes. All right, 15 minutes. So here we go. The overall portfolio is down. Virgin Galactic is down nearly 15% this morning. It was down a lot lower than that. PLTR is down. Gold is down. S&P is down. Amazon is down. Apple is down. Next Era Energy is up with Enphase. This is some very different news. Sensei Crypto, I just text you. Can you call into the show today? Let me open up the interview lounge. Are you able to call in today? Let me know if you are, and you could prepare some charts for me. If you are, just let me know. Okay. Enphase Energy, we've got some massive news there, but not really news. If you're an investor, you knew it was coming anyway. Coca-Cola is down slightly. J&J is down. Kenvue is down. Chevron is down. Tesla is down. Rivian, you get the idea. Rivian is down. McDonald's is flat. Google is down. Microsoft is down. Walmart is down. Tesco is up. Tilray is flat. Robinhood is up 4% this morning, 970. I'm up 11.5% now on Robinhood, but you wouldn't know it looking at my portfolio, though, would you? Rocket Lab is down. That'll go down with Virgin Galactic. Plug is up 4% as well. There's some many gains here that are being overshadowed by what's happening with Virgin Galactic. Literally, look, my Plug, I'm in the profit on Plug for the very first time, and it's going unnoticed. It's going unnoticed because of what's happening with Virgin Galactic. So if it wasn't for Virgin Galactic, my portfolio would be up about 8%. My portfolio would be up about 3 or 4% this morning. Anyway, FFIE is also up as well. A lot of good news this morning, as well as some expected news. We got Bitcoin down. Let's have a little look. Let me read the comments. Good morning, Wild Berlin Harin. Hi ho, good morning to you. There he is, T.O. Roll, good morning. Apparently, Richard Branson say he doesn't want to pump any more money into it, but I don't know how true it is. Martin can clarify. Yes, I will. No problem at all. Martin, T.O. Roll, Sensei, good morning. Bloody Richard Branson and Bitcoin. And do you think it's a short attack? I will explain it all in a minute. We're going to cover it all in a minute. Let's carry on. Let me just check a few things. We're all looking good. All right. Let me clear that out. Okay, we'll do a Virgin Galactic update in a few minutes. I'm just waiting to see if Sensei is going to call in. Hello, Martin. Hood is running to 12. Yep, Hood is fantastic. Hood is a 4 to 6x. So I'm holding all of my Robinhood. Won't be selling any of it at all. It's a long-term investment. And so we'll cover Virgin Galactic now. If you just turned up, let's get the subscribes in. Let's get the excitement going, shall we? Here we go. Okay, we got 76 watching this morning. We've got some big news to cover. I'm going to give you all the news. 76 people here, 22 likes. Let's get this moving. We only 50% of people are signed into Google. That's 80. Let's call it 40 then. So we should have 40 likes, but we always get 99.5% up like. If you like the content, please tap the like and you'll be shown more of it. If you don't like my content and you don't like what I do, that's fine. I don't mind. Please tap the down like button. I probably don't like you either. I can call in 3 minutes. Fantastic. We've got a big phone in then with Sensei. Right, let's get, we should have at least 40 likes. A Virgin Galactic special coming up in about 10 minutes. Let me put the timer up on the clock here. Let's call it this one. Should we do this one or with 5 minute? I'll do, there we go. Virgin Galactic in when the clock reaches 0. We'll have a full breakdown of everything you need to know. Okay. Thank you, Sensei. All right, we got 33 likes now and 80 watching. We should have at least 40 likes. All right, I'll come back to that. If you want to share the video out to more people, we've got a Virgin Galactic special when the clock reaches 0. Thank you ever so much, everyone, for tapping the likes. Do appreciate it very much indeed. All right, okay, let's get back to it. We're going to have a phone in a couple of moments. When the clock reaches 0, we will cover what you need to know with Virgin Galactic, what exactly is going on this morning, and my position on it. All right. Okay. Let's also cover some news while we're waiting. I'm going to bring this up for you. We've got Virgin Galactic when the clock reaches 0. But between now and then, I also want to look at this. Here we go. Bam, 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 bam. All right, bring this up. Those of you that are with me with the solar, I told you that this was the biggest thing you could be in now. This is the most undersold. It was the most undersold stock. Oversold, I beg your pardon. That's what I meant to say. Right. Just getting some great information here. Now, this isn't really news. It is news, and everyone's getting excited about it. But actually, it isn't news. And if you're an investor, you would know why you own the stock in the first place. But, you know, some people don't think like that. The old lunch bag letdown routine. The old lunch bag letdown routine. What does that mean? Have you 22 countries committed to triple nuclear energy? Wouldn't this be interesting for some investments? Yes, you need to know which one they were, though. I don't know. I'm not into nuclear power. I've got no idea. I could research it, though, but right now I have no idea. Anyway, let's have a quick update. This morning, we got Virgin Galactic in a few minutes. But first of all, I need to bring you this news. We've got Virgin Galactic when the clock reaches 0. And we'll do that in a few moments. Okay. Okay, just before I do this, though, we're going to, what's the time now? 20 minutes. Virgin Galactic, when the clock reaches 0, 8 minutes, 59, so 9 ENPH. Okay. Okay. We've got that on the screen. We've got Virgin Galactic when the clock reaches 0. I'm going to have to clear it off because I'm making this video, okay? So I can't leave it on the screen, but you all understand what's happening in a minute, okay? Otherwise, it's going to mess up this video. All right, so in 10 minutes' time, on the hour, Virgin Galactic special live phone-in, all right? Okay, let's first of all cover this. Enphase Energy, breaking news this morning. However, it shouldn't be breaking news for those investors. It might catch some of you unawares or the gamblers by surprise, but for those that have done their research, it's not really a surprise at all. In fact, it's relatively old news. However, everyone's got excited this morning, and Enphase popped up sort of 6% this morning and looking very nice. Let's discuss it very briefly. Before that, in a few minutes, we've got a Virgin Galactic special. We're making this on a live show. A lot of news to cover this morning. If you're new to my channel, click subscribe and ring the bell. And at the end of the video, I will give you a link to the earnings report and a full Enphase Energy analysis breakdown of all the details. Let's have a quick look at Enphase. Full disclosure, this is my position. This is not financial advice, but I'm up 6.6% on Enphase Energy, $1,040. In fact, I was up a couple of grand just about an hour or so ago because it popped up. I bought at 150, and then I doubled and doubled and doubled when it went to 70. And I told you it was one of the most undervalued stocks on the stock market. It's 16.85% of my main account. I think I have just one share in my Roth IRA. So I'm all in with Enphase, with margin as well at 8%. And I have no issue at all. It's a 3x. It's a $300 stock. But let's have a look why everyone's so excited this morning, which is quite crazy, really. If you are an investor, you would already know all this. So let me show you the financials and the news. Here's the financials of of Enphase Energy. We've been showing you recently the balance sheet, all the numbers I put here together for you, the margins. You can see how all things are moving in the right direction. The profitability score, 81%. Solvency score, 79%. One of the best, most oversold stocks on the stock market. No question about it. It's, for me, the analysts' estimates, they're always wrong on future stocks like Tesla, like solar, anything like this. The analysts are rubbish. They are just traders. They are not investors for the future. Let me look at the sentiment. You know about the buybacks. The company is starting to buy back in the stock. We were already in before this happened. Just to let you know, we were already in before that happened. You can see my reviews are here on this service that we use as well. I'll give you the link for it shortly. Sentiment, you can look at the sentiment over the last 90 days was negative. So a lot of negative news, of course, people fearful and selling out. Then things improved. The last 7 days, it's getting even less negative. And today, of course, showing up at the moment negative. This hasn't been picked up yet. So you wait for that to change this morning. Anyway, let me explain to you what is going on and really why it should be no surprise to you. We knew from the last earnings with the CEO, he explained to us exactly what was going on, what Enphase were doing, and of course, nobody wanted to wait. They didn't want to wait 2 months. Wall Street don't like waiting. They sold the stock, and I bought in at 8% on margin at $70. Now it's $108. This morning, it was like $112, $113. This is the news. Enphase recently commenced shipment of its IQ8P microinverters with a peak output power of 480 watts to Mexico. These microinverters with a 12-year limited warranty should enable Enphase to capture more shares of the expanding Mexican solar market. There's a huge market in Mexico, and we know that the first quarter of the first quarter and the second quarter are going to be slow, but after that things are going to explode because interest rates will have topped out and will be coming down. Everyone sold it, and now everyone's getting excited because of this news, which we already knew was in the planning a year ago, but everyone sold out. They didn't want to wait. Now they're all piling in. I'm already in at 70. A rapid adoption of renewable energy sources has been boosting the solar market in Mexico in recent years. The nation's regulatory authorities have been playing the role of a key growth catalyst for the solar industry here. As stated by International Trade Administration, Mexico's energy transition law and general climate change law require the nation to generate 35% of electricity from clean energy sources by 2024. This is fantastic, and Enphase is the leader in the country. And these new inverters are world beating. All right, and their profitability, I've just shown you the margins on them, is through the roof. Looking ahead, according to a 2022 report by the National Renewable Energy Labs, Mexico's national technical potential includes 24,918 gigawatts of solar photovoltaics. This usually reflects the solid demand that Mexico's solar market has to offer, thereby boosting the need for high-powered solar modules. To cater to such modules, Enphase Energy IQ8P microinverters, which come with a peak output AC power of 480 watts and are designed to pair seamlessly with a full range of solar modules up to 670 watts DC, seem to be the perfect choice. These microinverters can manage a continuous DC current of 14 amperes, thereby supporting high-powered solar modules through increased energy harvesting. I want to tell you that I have this system on my home in the UK. I have exactly this. It's actually Solar Edge, actually, but it's the same system. It's just not as good a business as Enphase, but I do have the same idea. And what it means is one of my inverters at the moment is down, but all my panels are working because they all work independently. So if an inverter goes down, that's the point. If you've got a series of panels all connected in series, and one goes down, the whole thing goes down, and or if one of the panels becomes less efficient, whatever. But my panels are all working independently, and it's powering my house in the UK without any electricity at all. So I'm doing very, very well on that. So this is what this is all about. And Enphase can afford to sell less for a while because their margins are so high compared to everybody else's, and their cash balance and everything else is so good they can crush the competition. And when this arrives in Mexico and this takes off, we've got a $300 stock. I've got no doubt about it. Let me just read a little bit more and I'll come back to, we got a Virgin Galactic special in a minute. Undoubtedly, the availability of such a remarkable product in Mexico's solar market will attract solar installers to choose Enphase Energy's microinverters, thereby fetching notable revenue growth for the company. It's huge. There's no competition. And when the stock went to 70, I bought it all up. Mexico's solar market provides significant growth opportunities, primarily due to increased investment and deployment of solar plants and various government policies favoring the development. So I'm going to leave it right there. There's no point reading any more. I'm just going to show you once again the value of Enphase, and then we'll come over to the Virgin Galactic special. I'm making this during a live video. So if we look at the best case scenario, 61% still at our valuation now, all right? Still, and I bought it at 70, right? So it's still undervalued on a base case. Base case is still undervalued, but remember, it's a high growth stock. You're always prepared to buy more because the stock price of a high growth stock that's massively oversold, you can overpay for it and it will grow into the stock. This is still undervalued. So there we go. Worst case scenario, 19%. As you all know, I will always pay up to 25% overvaluation at base case. At worst case, it's 19% because it's a high grow stock, the stock will grow into the price. But that's not even the case. It's in fact 31% undervalued still at where we are today. So you can see this was the latest news we received just a few weeks ago on the earnings. And I just want to read this to you. You'll see a lot of it. It might even be mentioned in here what was going to happen with Mexico. So we already knew about it. Despite seasonal declines in European sales, with Netherlands down 40%, France 34%, and Germany 32%. From Q2 to Q3, the company remains optimistic. That's what we've said. 2 quarters to go. Wall Street aren't patient. They're not investors. They're traders. They dumped it all. Citing strong fundamentals and temporary market confusions expected to resolve post-election. Progress in the battery segment is marked by increasing adoption rates and planned expansion into more countries. The firm's strategic outlook amidst overall demand slowdown focused on long-term management, innovation, and introduction. Now, this is the one thing where Enphase has the monopoly. It has the cash to be able to reinvest and bring out these new products into the market where others are running out of money. Enphase have plenty of money to do this, so this is really, really good. Financially, Q3 revenue was solid at 551.1 million, with non-GAAP gross margins improving to 48%. That's the point. Their margins are improving, and a subsequent reduction in operating expenses. They decided to sell less rather than to reduce their prices. Others had to reduce prices. This is what gave Enphase the monopoly here. For absolutely fantastic, really, really great. So anyway, I don't need to cover any more of this because we do have a Virgin Galactic special in a few moments. But I can tell you this is why I am all in on Enphase. And this morning, just to recap, if I just show you, it popped up on the news. People decided to buy it on the news, which is crazy because you should already be in at 70, like I've been saying for the longest time. It then got dumped virtually instantly. The reason for that is a lot of people are underwater. I bought in at 150, but rather than sell when it popped on the news, what I did is I waited and I bought the bottom, and I'm now holding because it's a $300 stock. In my opinion, looking at the numbers, the balance sheet, it's quite clear to me. So since it's sold off, people are starting to buy it in and setting new levels of support at this level, which is very, very good for me, very, very good for you, the investor. So what are you doing this morning with Enphase Energy? Are you jumping all over it? What do you think? Leave me your thoughts below in the comments. I'd love to get your thoughts. Please subscribe to the channel. Let me know, and I will answer all my members' questions, and I will reply to as many of the non-members as is possible. But there we go. Very interesting morning in the solar market. Just as a very sideline as well, it's pushing next year energy up. Not for the same reason, but when an industry starts to get a pump from the leader, then the others kind of follow because they want to sort of be in on the momentum. But very, very good news for Enphase Energy. Click above my head and you will find all the links to my social media where I post my comments and thoughts. If you want access to my alpha spread, which is what I use, the software I use, my members get a 10% discount, which makes my membership free. All the links are above and below in the description. And over here, I will put the reports of Enphase, the earnings that I covered extensively, and more important information on who's buying Enphase. I've reported when the CEO bought, why he bought, and I've just shared with you on the screen the chart there. Anyway, there we go. Enphase Energy, looking great. It's a 3x. I'm holding, not selling anything to at least $300. Till next time, take care of yourselves and each other. All right, Enphase Energy. We do have Sensei on the phone now, so we're about to do a Virgin Galactic special this morning. Thank you, Sensei, for phoning in. I very much appreciate that. I knew he would be there if he possibly could, and he's available this morning. We have a very large audience, so we are going to do this in a few moments' time. So I'm just getting ready now. We've got time before the bell, which is exactly what we want to do. So I'm going to bring Sensei in. So what I want to do, we're going to bring Sensei in for a live Virgin Galactic special. I'm going to spend some time talking about it. I was on the phone this morning before the show, putting together some news, verifying some news for Virgin Galactic, what's going on. So I'm going to bring you that news as soon as everyone has smashed the like button. All right, we've got 130 watching, and it's a huge morning for Virgin Galactic. So smash the like button, and I will actually bring you the news. Okay. Okay. Let's go over to the screen. How many have we got? We've got 124 in the stream. There we go. And we've got 56 likes. When we got 100 likes, I will bring you the news. I tell you what, that's what I'm going to do. Because we can do 100 dead easy. Tap the like button, and I want to bring you this information, live information, before the bell goes. So let's get to 100 likes, and I'll bring you the information. All right, let me line up Virgin Galactic for you. Bring it on the screen. Let's get everything ready to rock and roll. There's my Virgin Galactic. Down today. It was down massively. Earlier. It's risen. For those of you who have 24 hours a day access to Virgin Galactic stock. I have 24-hour access to most stocks, just not Virgin Galactic. All right, let's get Sensei on the phone right now, and let's get everybody ready for it. Okay, here we go. I'll add myself to the right. I will assign Sensei as guest 1 and add him to the left. And let me just check. Our feeds are all good. We bring that in there. And, okay, let me just double check it. Sensei, let me just bring you on the show now quickly. Here we come. Just a quick test, and that's all working very well indeed. Sensei, thank you very much indeed. Sensei is in the green room waiting for me. We're about to start our interview, and I'm also he will present his view from a chart perspective, and I will present information that I've been researching for you overnight of what's going on with Virgin Galactic. All right, so let's get straight into it. We got time before the bell. Has everybody smashed the like button? We need a few more likes and we'll start the review. Okay, let's make a start. Here we go. SPCE. SPCE. I want all the comments to come in. If you do a super chat during this video now, it will show on the screen. So this will go out as a video by itself. So if you do a super chat, it will come up on the screen. So what I'm going to do to protect the quality of the video, I'm going to go members only, so only members can comment. We don't want any trolls coming in, sending any false news. So we are now in members mode, which is 98% of my live viewers. I have the highest engagement rate of any channel on YouTube, any channel, including Mr. Beast. 98% of my live viewers are members. So we do that to protect the quality of the channel and make sure that we don't get any nonsense in here. Right. Okay, let me bring it up then. I've got the news. I want this. Sensei's ready to share charts. Thank you, Sensei. Let me scroll down to the bottom. Let me bring up the inside trading. I've got it there. Who's buying what? What's going on? And we are set. Okay. Got all that. Okay. Virgin Galactic special. What's going on with Virgin Galactic? I've been researching this all weekend, not making a video, not really doing anything. I knew you'd all join me on Monday morning. No surprise whatsoever. that Virgin Galactic has gone down and will probably go lower before it goes up again. Let me explain exactly what's going on. I'm going to give you a full price prediction. I'm going to share with you the news. I'm going to share with you what I've been doing over the weekend, what I found out on your behalf. Also, we've got Sensei on the phone who's going to show us the charts, which is very important because we are 20 minutes before the bell goes. We're making this and then we're going to run it straight into the bell and see if what we say actually happens. Okay, so if it's your first time here and you're watching this video later on, click subscribe and ring the bell and tap the like. Share it out so more people get to hear about it. Virgin Galactic, over the weekend, we had a very well-timed, on purpose, precisely timed interview from Sir Richard Branson. Now, what he said should have come as no surprise to anyone. In fact, if you are an investor of the stock, you would have already known all of this about 2 years ago. And if you followed the show consistently, you know we've reported on this many, many times. However, it's come as a shock and a surprise to many of you, which is a great shame. But nevertheless, it has. But what it's done is it's played right into the hands of the whales. It's played right into the hands of the institutions who are now buying it. The small retail investor this morning has been fearful and been dumping shares, and some of the institutions have been dumping because they bought it in with me at 150, dumped it, and they're all going to buy it back now, and it's already started. But nevertheless, let me share with you the information I have here, and and then we'll bring Sensei in. I'll just share with you just for a moment. Here is Sensei waiting in the interview in the green room with a chart. There he is. Give us a wave, Sensei. How are you this morning? You all right, mate? He's just muted at the moment. There we go. We'll bring him into the show in just a second, and we'll discuss the chart with him. But let me first of all share with you this important news. All right, let's get straight into it. First of all, I'm going to show you now what everyone's freaking out about. An interview with the Times that revealed this. Richard Branson says Virgin Galactic should have sufficient funds without his investment. He had an interview and he said one word, should. That word there sent shivers around the world. If he'd said Virgin Galactic has sufficient funds and is great, doesn't need me, the stock would be up this morning. That would be very bullish. However, should, and it was put in there for a reason. And we've known about this for at least a year. Let's carry on. Let me just scroll through it here. There we go. I'm going to change to this position here. It's probably slightly better. There we go. Billionaire Richard Branson said his travel company, Virgin Galactic, should have sufficient funds without his investment on Saturday. We don't have the deepest pockets after COVID, and Virgin Galactic has got 1 billion or nearly. It should, I believe, have sufficient funds to do its job on its own, Branson told the Financial Times. The problem was, he said, should. It does. It does. It was done on purpose. We have known and we have reported this on countless videos that Richard Branson is not anymore the savior of the company. Those days are over. He doesn't have the money you think he does. He's also not the sexy rock and roll icon he used to be. Remember when we had several flights ago and he was at the spaceport, and people were really, trying to interview him, and he wasn't reacting because he wasn't buying back into Virgin Galactic, and people were upset with him. And in fact, he'd sold some, and people were like, "What's going on?" And all of this is perfectly normal. It's perfectly normal. But if he just said the stock is fine, they don't need my money, the stock would be up today. However, it said should. We know Richard Branson isn't buying any more shares of Virgin Galactic. but he already owns a significant amount. In fact, he's one of the major shareholders. So again, this news was done intentionally at the weekend when you couldn't do anything about it to drop the price of Virgin Galactic. Did it work? Of course it worked. Branson has made a decision not to add more money to Virgin Galactic, according to FT. His announcement comes only a little over 2 years after he went to outer space in a rocket ship developed by Virgin Galactic. I was once a child with a dream looking up into the stars, and now I'm an adult in a spaceship looking down to beautiful Earth, Branson said in a post on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter at the time. To the generation of dreamers, if we can do this, just imagine what you can do. Despite his decision not to invest in Virgin Galactic further, the billionaire said he was still loving his space travel project, according to the FT. Branson also said Virgin Galactic had really proved itself and its technology. That's all it needed to do, and it has. Now the money comes, because now we move into the Delta fleet. Branson may be turning his head towards an older form of transportation. However, he said Virgin Group, the multinational conglomerate he owns, might return to involvement in rail services in the UK, according to the FT. I would not be surprised, blah, 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 if we get more trains. We all know about that, right? But this is the point that scared the world, right? Virgin Galactic shares plunge in pre-market after Branson rules out further investment. We need to understand, how many shares does he already actually own? In an interview with the Financial Times published Sunday, Branson says his business empire no longer has the deepest pockets. We've known this for 2 years, and we've said repeatedly on the show. In the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, Virgin Investments remains the second largest shareholder in Virgin Galactic. He doesn't need to own any more. He's doing the right thing. It's no different to me. No one is more bullish on Virgin Galactic than I am. And I have used margin at 8% to buy Enphase Energy at 70. I could buy 10,000 shares of Virgin Galactic today. No issue whatsoever. I could probably spend about $100,000 today on Virgin Galactic, but I'm not going to do so because I don't need to do so. It would unbalance my portfolio. It's not the responsible thing to do. And Richard Branson understands that. He's doing the same. Virgin Investment remains the second largest shareholder in Virgin Galactic with a 7.69% holding behind State Street Global Advisors with 8.43%. Virgin Galactic shares plunged 14% this morning. In fact, it was more than that, and it's starting to go up. It's starting to go up now, though. After he rules out he's not buying any more. In an interview he published on Sunday, Branson said that his sprawling business empire no longer has the deepest pockets. We've covered all of that. I don't think there's anything really more for me to add from the news point of view, so I'm going to bring Sensei in right now as I go back to the chart for Virgin Galactic. Let me just bring it back up again. There we go. We are likely to get a little bit more of a drop before the bell goes. I wouldn't be at all surprised if we get a bit more of a drop. However, I will share with you openly and honestly, as I've always done. No need to do so, but I do. Here is my position. Many of you thought I'd sold this morning when I delayed the show for 5-10 minutes. It's because I was talking to some investors, very large investors, and they're not selling a single share. Whales are dumping it, and very small retail investors are dumping it. Big investors aren't dumping it. I'm not dumping it. There's my shares. I haven't bought a single share, haven't sold a single share. But now it's time to look at the charts perspective, because we are just about to go into the bell. My prediction is we will go down a bit lower and then we'll bounce, because it was a perfectly timed interview for those that understand investing. Awful for you on a Sunday to find out that Richard Branson isn't buying any more shares. However, if you've done your research and done your knowledge, you would know he was never going to buy any more anyway. And he already owns enough, so it makes no difference whatsoever. This is actually not bad news at all. It's no news. It's not even good news. It's no news. All right, so from a chart point of view, I'll bring Sensei into the show. Sensei, how are you this morning?
I'm doing very well, Martin. I'm on the show.
Thank you very much for being here. Much appreciated. We've got literally 12 minutes to go before the bell goes. So people understand my sentiment, the fundamentals behind it. Please now, if you could share your thoughts from a chart perspective of what you think is going to happen this morning and where we were closing last week, if you wouldn't mind, please.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so looking at the charts, I was actually
You just muted yourself there, Sensei. Well, that's better. You're back now.
Is that okay?
Yep.
Sorry. Yeah, so we were just speaking about this chart on the show yesterday, and I'll just recap a little bit and then explain where I think the chart's going to go now, and to see if the trend has been is still intact. So basically, this is showing the 4-hour candles without the pre-market. So I'll turn on the extended trading hours, and we can see that we hit the resistance line, and now we've come back into support. What I was discussing on my yesterday's show before this news occurred was we've got a trend line that's sort of forming, and it's fine for SPCE's chart to come back down. We just need to keep the uptrend, and by the uptrend I mean higher lows. So we had these lows at 138, then we had higher lows at 156, higher lows then at 173, then we had higher lows at 184, and now this needs to turn into a higher low to make sure the trend of the bullishness of the stock, which we are currently in, stays intact. So what we want to see is, worst case, to come down to 186. The trend will still be intact. It might not be a higher low, but it's the same low. We're not breaking down. But what would be even more bullish is if we hold this $2, $1.98 level, and then we can start approaching the $2.60. So basically what I'm seeing is the trend is still intact. We are still in a bullish trend. We are still putting in higher lows, which is what we want to see, meaning more market participants are involved. There's more retail investors, more institutions holding this stock. There does seem to be whale games going on. They are dumping it to make some money on the retail. However, as long as the retail stay in the stock, institutions carry on buying, it's just going to be another higher low, and then the next target's the $2.60. If we do, however, break through 184, we can come lower. We can come back to 150. That is still that can still happen. However, that's not what I'm anticipating at the moment. I'm anticipating that this trend will continue. We need to hold $2. If not, we need to hold 184. If that starts breaking down, then yes, 150 is on the cards again. However, I don't think that's the base case.
Sensei, thank you for that breakdown. I fully agree with that. I think you're absolutely right. I think we are building a support, steadily improving, like you say, lower highs, improving all the time. And I think this was, having spoken to some large investors over the weekend, this was a well-timed, intentional. There's no surprise here. This was a well-timed, intentional interview done at a time where most people cannot access the market. And I want to be absolutely clear here, so people aren't, under no illusion. The markets trade 24/7 from Sunday evening to Friday evening. For some. They operate that way for me on Robinhood for most of my positions. Virgin Galactic is currently not on one of those, but it is available. Otherwise, the stock wouldn't have moved. It's available for those who do have access to it. So that news came out, and people took profits and drove it down. It's soon available to everybody. Virgin Galactic will be one of those stocks available to everybody. But right now, it is unfair, but it presents opportunity. And like I have said over and over again, and I think you even mentioned it too once, when we looked at Richard Branson's position and what the Virgin brand were doing and so on and so forth, we said that Richard Branson is not going to be a white knight sailing in, buying all the shares. He already owns over 7%, which is only second to one other. It's a very bullish position. He's a businessman, however, and he has to support all the other companies who employ tens of hundreds of thousands of people, I don't know, around the world. He can't just join a fan club and buy an infinite amount of Virgin Galactic shares. Doesn't need to. So we've got 8 minutes before the bell goes. Give me your thoughts, prediction. What do you think is going to happen on the bell?
I think there will be an initial sell-off just because, as you mentioned, no one really has access to the extended hour trading for SPC on a Sunday or Monday morning. So there might be some retail which are fearful they might start selling because they have access. But I do think it will quickly be bought up. I think this is just, as you said, whale games that they had access to the market. Of course, if they hear that news, they know that people are going to start taking profits. So they want to take their profits first when no one else has access to do it. So I do believe maybe we come down to 184. Maybe we hold $2, but I think it will start getting bought up. But yeah, that's my thoughts.
Sensei, as always, appreciate your time, taking the time this morning to call in. Show some love for Sensei, folks. Put some love in the chat, and I really do appreciate that very much. Sensei, thank you again for calling in. So there you go. That's what Sensei thinks. He, like me, he believes that there will be potentially a drop. I have said time and time again, consistently, there is the chance, an outside chance, of potential of Virgin Galactic going to $1. Not because the business is finished, because it will be driven down and people will jump and buy it and it'll go straight back up again. If it goes to $1, would I buy any more? No, because I bought the stock massively undervalued. I own it. I'm an owner of the company. I'm not I don't look at the share price. I don't really care what the share price tells me. I've done my research looking at the balance sheet. I'm going to share with you on the screen here. I think I've got it. The inside trading of Virgin Galactic. Let me share with you. This is what the insiders are doing. And as you can see, there's been no significant action from insiders for the longest period of time. Nothing at all. So no one's dumping the stock. No one's buying it either. They already own what they need and everything is fine. How this will affect sentiment, let's have a look. Well, of course, let's see how this is measured. Now, we use the most advanced algorithmic software, which I can share with you. I'll give you a link in a moment. We're just going to go into the bell. I will be there for the bell. Don't worry. We've had, over the last 90 days, we had 37% good news. The last 30 days, that dropped to 34%. The last 7 days, we've got this bad news around what's going on right now. So sentiment has turned negative on Virgin Galactic. All of a sudden, everyone has changed from something that has always been there and always been obvious to everyone. However, everyone is now freaking out. So if you'd like the link to Alpha Spread, what I use, and all my members can get a discount, which will basically make my membership for free, or you can get a lifetime free plan with a limited amount of stocks you can research. Click above my head or down below in the description, and you'll find all my links. Over here, I'll put more Virgin Galactic information as it breaks for you in the Virgin Galactic SPCE playlist. And all the rest of it. So that's it from me. We're about to go live into the bell. We're going to keep the broadcast going live, but that's the end of this video. Hopefully you'll join me back for the closing bell this afternoon and see how it all played out. Until then, as always, take care of your money, yourselves, your crypto, and each other. All right. Let's see who's still with us. We've got a great audience this morning. I knew this would be a busy morning. So thank you, Richard Branson, for giving me a big audience this morning, making a very timely interview there. Let's see what happens. I'm down $1.5 grand. Should I be sweating? Nope. Let's get ready. Time for a nice cup of coffee from the lovely Leah. If you want to get one of my lucky mugs, you can. I've got a new range of mugs now called I'm Loving It. If you look under the video right now, you will actually see my new range of I'm Loving It merchandise. We've got fleeces and sweatshirts, and for Christmas, a black and white mug, limited edition. I'm loving it. That's my catchphrase, and I'm sticking with it. All right, okay. Let's get straight into our positions, see how we're doing. We'll keep Virgin Galactic on the screen as well, so we can monitor that. But let's get ready. If you've just tuned in, subscribe, ring the bell. We've got 2 minutes to go. It's going to be a lot of action here. Are you ready? No question about it. Let's get ready to go. It's going to be a very, very volatile opening. I'm sure of that. Here we go. 2 minutes to go. It's stabilized at the moment. PLTR, gold, S&P, Amazon, too expensive. Apple, I'm glad all this is going down. This should go down. NEE, N phase. You heard my N phase, everyone. Here it comes. You don't say you wasn't warned. Virgin Galactic could go down. But we shall see. I'm not selling a single share. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Countdown. Keep it right there. Keep it right there. Ready to ring the Sensei bell. $30. It goes quiet. $15. $13. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The bell has now gone and we are off and running to the races. So where are we going to go? What is everyone going to do with their positions this morning? Let's go for all our live positions. Virgin Galactic is at 199. The overall portfolio is starting to come back up again now. We had a massive drop with Virgin Galactic, brought my portfolio down. Virgin Galactic is now at $2. Palantir going up. Gold coming back up again. S&P coming up again. Amazon still going down. Too expensive. Apple too expensive. Going down. Next Era Energy going down. Enphase Energy could be a 3x. Not could be, will be. Coca-Cola is now going up. It was used as source of funds this morning. Now people are buying back in again. These are my two main positions. Back to Virgin Galactic. Virgin Galactic is now at $2. What's going to happen? It's not even moving at the moment. Nothing to see here at the moment. My overall portfolio is going up. We are now, moving back up again. Not buying a single share, not selling a single share. This could be a new all-time high for me today. Let me share with you on the screen. A couple of it's starting to go up quickly now. Here we go. It's starting to go up again. My overall portfolio is moving. Let's go back into the main screen here. You can see my portfolio is now going up quickly. There we go. And my all-time high was 66,000. We're just off that at the moment, 65. We could break an all-time high today. We only need Virgin Galactic to bounce back, and I'll be at $67,000 a day, a new all-time high. And there she goes, Virgin Galactic, 205, 206. The whales dumped on you. You sold it. What did you do with it? And now you got to buy it back. But it could go up very, very quickly. It could go to 220 like that. It could equally go to $1 like that. But I don't think so. I think at 99% certainty it's going up, in my opinion. I don't think it's going down lower. I think it's done it. I think everyone's now going to buy it and see it as an opportunity. It was done on purpose. It was done on a Sunday when you couldn't react. Otherwise, it would have been done on a Monday or Tuesday or any day during the week. It was done on purpose. And there it goes. Now, my portfolio, I said, will be an all-time high today. I stand by that. My portfolio will be an all-time high today. I'm about to turn the studio green. There's my portfolio. Everything is now flying up again really, really quickly. There we go. My all-time high is $66,000. I could be at $66,000 in the matter of seconds, which would be a new all-time high, considering that Virgin Galactic has just sold. That's not a bad morning, right? Here we go. Let's keep our eye on Virgin Galactic just for a few more moments. Let me bring all the comments in. Let me open up now to the general public, as we're not making the Virgin Galactic video anymore. Here we go. Let's give everyone the chance on the phone to have their say. There we go. We are now open up to general public. 98% of our live viewers are members. The highest engagement of any channel on YouTube. Higher than any other channel on YouTube. Go and check that. 98% of our live viewers are members. Let me read the comments. Let's try and get through the comments here. Bear with me. Let's have a look. Dropped by some Bloomberg insiders. Niels, I leaked the recent large transaction. Have not been transactions since November the 6th. Legend, it was 16,000 shares. 16,000 shares is absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. 16,000 shares is nothing at all. I'm assuming you're talking about Virgin Galactic. Nothing at all. That happens regularly with Michael Cole Glazier monthly. He's being thrown out by investors and is running out of time to raise funds to keep them afloat. That's not true. Snow Wolf, that is not true at all. They're not running out of money. That is not true. Can you also trade on the weekends on Hood? You can't trade the weekends. No, you can trade on crypto over the weekend, but no, you can't trade over the weekend with stocks. Nobody can. Rubbish PR by Space. Not really. The company hasn't gone anywhere. They did exactly the right thing. It allows institutions to jump in and buy the stock. You've got to start thinking like an institution, not as a retail investor. Sensei the GOAT, they love that. Hi, says Mike. Let's have a look. Good morning, says Daniel. Chris Pickering, it's worth. Is it worrying what he said? No, it's not worrying at all. Good morning, Rallo. Chris Pickering, good morning to you. Did Brinson want to lower the share price? It's good for the business overall. It's not good for you if you dump your stock. But anyway, I think that's not a negative comment at all. It's not a negative comment. You're absolutely right. Let's have a look. I am holding my 7,666 shares. Congratulations, I am holding, says Rallo. Yourself and Sensei are a formidable team. Thank you very much indeed, Liam. I'm sure Sensei will appreciate that. Branson driving it down so he can buy more. Not at all true. Not at all true. Louis Cottrell is not buying anymore. He never was. He never will be. He's got enough. Lemming, says Bill. I honestly don't think we will see 150 again, nor do I. That's why I declared it as the bottom, but there's always the potential for $1. Thanks, Sensei. Hi all. I think with us so close to Christmas and so many retailers feeling the pinch, this is going to go to $1. Institutions will now be in pump and dump mode to expect barcoding for months. I don't actually see that at all. But Karuni, if we break 84, I think we will, says Sensei. I just called a jobless troll. Then I expected one. I was called a jobless troll when I expected 150. What's all that about? Thanks, Sensei. Loved your chart, Sensei. You're a legend. That was nice from Niels. Thanks again, Sensei. Good morning. Buying more space, said On The Run SF. Let me go to my overall portfolio. I said I'd be green today, and I will be. It's a very good day for me on my portfolio. Overall, good. Thanks for covering Branson Adventure. I'm driving to New Mexico this week to visit Spaceport America. Very nice indeed. Have fun. Zach, could you be a reporter for me on the ground? Zach Zate, could you report live from the Spaceport America on your phone? Phone into the show on our live phone-in. That would be great. Zach, Zay, that'd be nice. The bell has gone. Yes. Hit the button, please. Space looks strong. It does. Holding. I like that, says Jordan Allen. Let's have a look. Institutions are buying retailers' pink sheets. They are indeed. Enphase has wings. Enphase, up she goes again. Yep, my portfolio will be very, very green in a minute. Just lost 300 shares due to stop loss. You set a stop loss. Jess, well, that's what the stop loss is for. That's what the stop loss is for. However, I wouldn't have a stop loss on a stock that is being manipulated at the moment, because that way you just keep losing your shares. All you're doing is selling on the way down. Never ever set a stop loss on a stock that's being manipulated, because you've done your research. You know why you bought it. If you set a stop loss, it's there to protect you, not to destroy you. So it's got a good intention. However, if the whales are manipulating the market and you've got a stop loss, you could just be ending up selling on a loss, and then you're trying to get back in again and in your stuff. That's exactly what the whales are doing to you. So don't play into that. That was not because of 16,000 shares. No, not even close. What happened there was millions and millions of shares. Tens of millions of shares were sold to move the market like that. Moving over to Hood once they arrive in the UK. Yes, it's there now. I've given everyone the list. Here is the list. I'll be the very first in the world to get Robinhood. I am right at the top of the list. If you want to join me at the top of the list, there's the Robinhood. There is the Robinhood list to join me, as I'm one of the very first to get it. Enjoy your vacation, Zach. Emotional traders get wrecked. Absolutely right. Is it okay to stock share? I saw the alert on Robinhood over the weekend. Is it okay to stock share? I've no idea what that means. Correct, stock loan. Is it okay to stock loan? Yes. Yes, I lend all my stocks out. I can't at the moment because I'm in margin. But yes, I lend all my stocks out. I earn 1.5%. They have to put a disclosure saying there's an element of risk, but there really isn't anything really to worry about. But they have to put it like everything. It's like when you take tablets. If you take this tablet, your legs could fall off. It's the same thing. I do it all the time. Hey, Martin, how you doing? I'm doing very well, Miriam Jansen. Great to have you here. I will call you from there. I hope Verizon works in the desert. Yay. Martin, in the UK, we have spread betting. Stop loss is essential. Stop loss is essential. I don't agree. I think stop losses can be a terrible thing if you don't know how to use them. I think they can be a terrible thing if you don't know how to use them. Stop losses are there for people who are passively investing. They're not watching what's going on. They're not paying attention. They don't know why they bought in the first place. A stop loss is a good tool as long as you know how to use it. If you are putting it in to protect you on a volatile stock, though, that does get manipulation. You could end up being sold when you're down, and then it'll go straight back up again, and then you'll feel like a right chump. So it's not a good tool if you don't know how to use it. You did a poll who expected space to go back to 150 a week ago and called everybody a jobless troll who voted yes. You did a poll who expected space to go back at 150 a week and called everybody a jobless troll. No, I didn't. I think you got me completely out of context there. I didn't call everybody a jobless troll. That has never happened in the history of the world. I have never, ever made a blanket statement to everyone and said everyone is a jobless troll. First of all, I've never used the word jobless. And yes, we do have trolls in the show. Yes, we do. But no, I've not called everybody a jobless troll. Niels, that's not true. Holding above 2 so far. Disney dividend by December the 11th. That's correct. Bought 8,500 shares at 196. Steve Wally, congratulations to you. Hood up as well, which is great. It might even finish green. Hey, Martin, do you think, did you look at my message on Discord? Let me have a look. Henrik True. Let's have a look. Let me have a look. Breakfast bar. Let me get into the breakfast bar. I'll come to that in a minute. YouTube Live. Where is your comment? It should be links for YouTube. Church of Logic. Trades of Logic. He's put out a post this morning. Church of Logic. Where is it? It should be links for YouTube. So I don't know where to look. I think I saw it earlier. Remind me what channel it is. If it's something you want me to share on the show, it's links for YouTube. That's how I know where to go to. You might have put it in general chit chat. Henrik, yes. Hydrogen powered drones. Oh, yes. I think that's what you meant. I will come back to that. Right, the overall portfolio should be green soon. He called me once, but he got confused about what I was saying, Niels, but I never heard him say that. No. Would never ever do that. Would never just give everybody jobless trolls. It makes no sense, because not everybody is a troll. That's ridiculous. 98% of my live viewers are members and they support the show. They're not trolls, are they? 98% of my live viewers are not trolls. So, that wouldn't make any sense. And to say everyone's jobless would be pointless, because I don't know if you got a job or not. And even if you don't, I wouldn't say it. Anyway, fair enough. I used job to exaggerate, but you did call all yes voters out. I don't. Yeah, so you exaggerated. You can't quote me, use a quote and say you said this, if you then exaggerate and add bits in. That's the very definition of a troll. So come on, Niels, you could do better than that. You can't make up stuff, add bits in, and then go, well, yeah, I exaggerated that bit. Well, everything I say is on record, so I know exactly what I say. Anyway, we're having some fun with Niels. He's one of my members. Don't anyone write in. We're all good. Go plug, subscribe. I'm up 25%. Thanks, Martin. Yes, plug is good as well. Yes, I'm actually now, I was in the money a few moments ago with plug. But anyway, let's see how that goes. Yeah, very, very good. Should be back in the money very, very shortly. In fact, it was way up this morning, 490. Plug is a 4X, no question about it. I've got no issues with owning that at all. Morning, Martin. Did you happen to see J&J CEO departure news? Unsure if you made a video comment on it already. No, I've not seen that, actually. Can you send me Randy B, one of my members? Yeah, send it via Discord. Links for Discord, and I'd like to make a video on it. Thank you very much indeed. That's how I feel. I believe in Virgin Galactic. Set the stop loss as I was expecting it to drop, but not by that much in one hit. And over the weekend, taking your advice, Martin, not setting a stop loss this time. Well, let me be absolutely clear. This is not financial advice. I'm not telling you what to do or what not to do. But you need to understand the stock. And Virgin Galactic is not yet a profitable business. It makes money, but it's not overall profitable, right? It's at the beginning of its journey. It's still speculative. It's still a relative gamble. But you've got to look at the numbers. I've presented the numbers on many, many occasions, how much money they've got, what the balance sheet looks like, how they can make money, how they can be profitable. You know all of this. So you can make an informed decision whether the stock is right for you. Now, when I buy companies, not stocks. I don't care what the stock goes up or down to now. I own Virgin Galactic. I am an owner of Virgin Galactic. I own 4,000 shares, and 4,000 shares at $100 is a heck of a lot, because I don't think many people will own 4,000 shares at $100. Of course, Richard Branson probably will, and Michael Cole Glazer probably will, and certain institutions probably will, but most retailers won't. So if you own 4,000 shares at $100, you're probably in a minority if you bought them at 150. Not many people will have that much profit. And that is why I bought Virgin Galactic. So I know why I bought it. That's why I hold it. That's why I said repeatedly, if I'm going to sell it, I will tell you I'm going to sell it on my X account before I sell it. And I'm going to tell you if I'm going to buy any more on my X account before I buy it. And no one else in the world is going to do that. I will do that. I've made that promise. I do it over and over again. So that's where I stand on that. Now, that being said, I told you we turn green. There we go. There we go. Green day. It's going to be a huge day for me. I'm going to break all-time records. I'll say it again. I'm going to break all-time records today on my portfolio. So that being said, Jesse, if you're buying a stock that you now understand the value and you've bought it under value, but it's heavily manipulated, you don't want to be in and out and buying and selling every 5 seconds on a stop loss. You do manually if you want to take profit. Of course you do. There's nothing wrong. If it goes up 30%, sell it all if you want. If you're not an investor, you just want to do a quick scalp trade, fine, take 30%. Nothing wrong with that. But if you do that on your brokerage account, you're going to pay 20% short gains tax. If you do that on your Roth IRA, there's no tax. So make sure that you do it on your Roth IRA or ISA in the UK. Make sure you do it on the right account. But if you're going to sell, know what you're doing next. Are you buying it back in again? If you're going to buy it back in again, where are you going to buy it? Know all of this before you sell it. If you just sell it on impulse or set a stop loss, just automated, you're missing the point of owning the company. And you're also gambling and actually playing the whales games, which you will always lose. Always. Always. In the history of the world, you will always lose. Because if I sold all my 4,000 shares and I told everybody on my channel to sell all your shares, the stocks wouldn't move. Even though we represent 95% of the world's retail investors, the majority of my big investors would not follow me. They wouldn't just dump because I say so. And the institutions wouldn't dump because Martyn Lucas on YouTube says so. So we cannot move the stock. We don't have enough shares, enough influence to move the stock. However, the whales can, the institutions can. So if you're setting stop losses in a very, very predictably volatile position, you're going to get crushed by the whales over and over again. And you'll just end up losing all your money and then paying taxes on it anyway. So be very, very careful if you're doing that. Right, we've hit an all-time high. I told everybody this morning I would reach another all-time high. There it is. $66,000 is another new all-time high. $66,000 is another all-time high. I've got $100,000 worth of shares. Someone said to me the other day, they looked on my X account and said, you said you're at $100,000. I shared this picture. I took a screenshot of this picture and said, I'm at an all-time high, $5,000 to $66,197. That is an all-time high. I now have $100,000 of shares. I, in fact, as always undersell and over-deliver. Because if you looked at the picture closely, you'll actually see I have $117,000 worth of shares. You can't have margin on your Roth, so that is all cash. 115, it's 117,000 in total. I always undersell, over deliver. So if I say I've got 100, I've probably got more, right? So my actual balance, if I sold every single stock, had no margin at all, is $66,000, 168, a new all-time high. Fantastic. However, because I am in margin and I'm not selling, I'm just earning money on YouTube, paying everything in, I'm reducing the margin, I'm not selling any stock, so my balance will go up to match the 117,000 if I paid all the margin off. That makes sense? I hope that makes sense. Right. There we go. Portfolio up, green. We're green, and it's going to be a very green day, and we're going to continue to break all-time records. My portfolio could be $100,000 by the end of the year. All right? And then I'll be about $150,000 if you include the margin shares. Anyway. All right. It's very good. GameStop to the moon. No, I wouldn't touch GameStop. It's rubbish. It's a rubbish company. I would never, ever buy a gamble stock like that. I mean, everything's risky and everything's a relative gamble, but I'm not buying stock that's owned by gamblers. You will never, ever see me buy a stock that's owned by gamblers. I'm not interested in it. I do not want to be in bed with a bunch of gamblers who are following, people like Roaring Kitty who make up names and not even real. It's not even a real name. This is my real name. This is my God-given real name. Martyn Lucas is my real name. I'm not called Binky Bonk or Roaring Lion, just so you don't know who I am, just so I can manipulate the stock. I like to exaggerate. Leave me alone. Me and Niels, I just want to be absolutely clear, because some people come in and read part of the information and so on and so forth. Niels, we're friends, we're members, we're having a laugh, everything's fine, all right? Just so everybody knows. Never mind plug. What about fuel cell? I haven't researched fuel cell. If you want me to review the stock, if you're a member, I can. There we go. We're up on plug now. We're up, but now this is going to go up very, very quickly. I've got $3,700 of plug. It's a 4X. It could be $12 before a blink of an eye, and I'm now making money on it. That's really great. Okay. What about Enphase? Yep, that went straight back up. I said it would. What happened? People bought the news. The video, I did the video at the beginning. It will come out later. Everybody bought it, went back down. Everybody sold the news, which is crazy because the news was already known by the investors. So anyway, you now got to pay a higher price. I am leaving my shares at $70. I'm now up 7.64%. Very, very happy with that. Virgin Galactic is bouncing around the 2. It will for a while. I thought troll was a job. It is a job. It is a very important part of my show. If you live in Middlesbrough, you meet a lot of trolls. And they're jobless. I like it. That's good. Being a troll doesn't pay, though, unless you've been short in space at 3. Correct. What do you think of FSD Pharma? Huge. They have a drink called Unbuzzed that will compete with Safety Shot. Khalil, so I wouldn't even touch Safety Shot right now. There's no evidence at all around that. The patent doesn't exist. We've tried to get information from the company. There's no reply. They're not answering phone calls. They're not answering emails. Some of the emails don't even work. I cannot buy a stock that I can't even speak to the company. It makes no sense. Noted, Jesse. Good luck, mate. I wish you the best. Tesla holds Bitcoin. Tesla is richer by Bitcoin. Faroe Towers. Nice job, a man from Earth. Smash the like. See Barron's in article on space. Exactly what you said. Did it? Barron's have decided to follow me, have they? Well, yeah. See Barron's article on space, exactly what you said. There you go. Rocket Lab is on the way up. Yes. Of course it will be. It's going to react this morning to Virgin Galactic. It had that little dip. Now it's going to go off again. We got the flight around the corner. Anyway, we're all good. So it's all good. Another new all-time high today. And as soon as Virgin Galactic starts going up, I'm going to be at 70,000 before you know it. Remember, folks, I started with $5,000. And before anyone says this, because I often get this question, if you follow my show every day, I've been doing this for 2.5 years. For the first year and a half, $5,000 to all-time high, 67 today, wherever it is, 66, whatever. For the first year and a half, I had no income, zero at all. I worked on YouTube for free, zero, completely zero. You all know the channel wasn't monetized. I had no members for a year and a half. I've only been earning money for the past year. And what I've earned so far on YouTube is about a quarter of what I could earn if I'd worked at the lowest level at McDonald's. And I've still got to pay some bills, right? I mean, I've got to eat. I've got to pay the electric, right? I've got to right? And I've still managed to grow my portfolio without doing options trading, without ever shorting a stock, ever. So I think I've done all right. Anyway, Virgin Galactic bouncing around. Palantir going down. I'll buy Palantir at $14, if not less. Gold, S&P. Now, I've said consistently over and over again for over a year, the S&P now is too expensive. I sold it. I made was it 17% profit on it. I'm out of the S&P, but I own stocks that are in the S&P that are oversold. I sold the S&P. It's too expensive. I sold Amazon. I made a 38% profit. It's too expensive. Apple is too expensive. I made 15% profit. I'm out of Apple. Next Era Energy. I dumped all my money in there. I'm still down on it. I bought the dip, kept buying the dip, and I'm just holding it. The dividends alone are worth that. Enphase Energy, I went all in, a margin $50,000, as you know. A margin I've used 8%. This is a 3x. This was oversold. We could be up $130 within seconds on this. Coca-Cola, I bought at the very bottom that I was able to over the last 2 years. So there you go. We're up 6% on it now. Dividend payouts come out this week. I've got now $2,500 a year, which covers my interest payment on the margin. So I'm just paying the dividends is paying the margin across all my stocks, not just Coca-Cola. Somebody will take me out of context there, so I want to be clear. All my dividend stocks are paying my 8% interest on margin. So as we go into next year, the interest rate will come down. I will start making a profit on it. And every month, I'm not buying any stocks now, not buying a single share of anything right now, not buying anything. I'm not selling either. I'm just putting my cash, my dividends back in cash, not reinvesting the cash into dividends, not doing dividend automatic reinvestment. That's the lazy way for people who don't want to look at their portfolios. No. That's by the way what Warren Buffett does as well. He doesn't automatically invest in dividends. It's a lazy man's way. It's a passive way. Don't do that. You're buying it when it's all high. What's the point of that? Get your dividends, put it in your cash, and hold the cash. If you've got no margin, you're earning 5% on Robinhood right now, 5% just by holding the cash. Or in my case, I'll be just bringing up my cash balance and reducing my margin. That's what I'll be doing. So by the spring and the summer, my dividend payments will be a profit, even with the margin, because the margin will be lower and it will be coming down with interest rates. And a year from now, my margin will be probably halved and the interest rate will halve, and I won't have sold a single stock, and the dividends will be now making a profit, and my balance will be going up very quickly, and I won't sell a single share, and I will work my way out of margin, not trade my way out of margin. J&J, this can double within 12 months. Litigation is getting solved now, and we are finally, look at that, look how much money I'm making here, look. It goes up, every percent is about $300, about $280. Every percent is now about $280. Look at that. Absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. I bought Johnson & Johnson at the bottom. Kenvue, Chevron. I'll be trading out of that shortly. Tesla, Cybertruck, love the Cybertruck. I tell you what though, they need to do a painted version. They've got a matte black one, but they need to do a painted version. Not everybody wants that stainless steel with all your fingerprints all over it. I think it's an absolute nightmare. I wouldn't want that. I would want the Cybertruck painted, or wrap it. Just wrap it. I bet people are going to wrap it. That's what I reckon they're going to do. They're just going to wrap it, make $3 or $4 grand. Just wrap it up. And then it can be anything you want. Anyway, Rivian, McDonald's. Let's read some more questions. Mullen up 10%. Let me have a quick look. I've got, when I first started trading, I bought a ridiculous company. As you all know, I bought Mullen, which is before I learned what I was doing. I'm still learning, obviously, but Mullen is rubbish. Mullen is a scam. I proved it. I made loads of videos proving it. Don't touch Mullen, for God's sake. It's rubbish. I'm not in my main account, but I am in my Roth. I'm down $650. I want to get out of it one day. May never do it. I've already written the money off. So if it goes up, my portfolio will go up with it. But it's a complete and utter joke. It's like just a horrible thing. In fact, I'm not even going to show it on the screen. It's rubbish. I have no idea when to sell or buy Bitcoin or Binky Coin or whatever it's called. Well, if you follow Sensei's show on Sunday, explained it all to you. Bitcoin, I am up. Let me share with you my crypto challenge with Sensei. I started with $1,000. We're the only people, I think, on YouTube right now telling you not to buy Bitcoin, right? Everyone's going, buy it, you're going to get rich. I own it at $15,000 and I won't pay a penny more for it. I started with $1,000. I'm now at $2,200, but that's not even the best bit. The best bit, and thanks to Sensei, is Sensei still here, because a huge shout out. I want a Martyn Lucas wrapped Cybertruck. No, you don't want that. You don't want that. Yeah, Sensei's here. Are you here? A big shout out to Sensei, because this is huge, right? $1,000. I'm at 2,201, more than doubled my money. Okay, maybe $100 of that, and maybe 200 is tips. People give me crypto tips, right? So let's say it's 1,000 to 2,000, right? So still doubled our money. But that's not the good bit. The good bit is we've still got 605 in cash. Look, 605 in cash, earning 5.05%. That just shows you how good that is, how good Sensei's portfolio is. It's flipping bonkers. So if you're not on the Sensei Crypto Challenge right now, I don't know where you've been. Why aren't you on it? It's phenomenal. It's been proven over and over again. Whereas you can watch all the other YouTubers and they'll tell you, because they want to sell videos, they want you to, think you're going to get rich. They're telling you, buy a Bitcoin, it's going to $1 million. Maybe it will, but it will go down before it goes up, and we own it at 15,000. I'm not buying it. And I've also got the more of Bitcoin at 15,000 on my ledger. So don't get all excited and start buying Bitcoin now. Already be in it. Be an owner now. Anyway. Mints is worth a look. Sea Lover. If you become a member, I can do a full review of the stock for you. You should read out the Baron's article. It's excellent. PM. Pat M. You are a YouTuber. You are a member of my channel. So send me the link on Discord. If you've got access to Discord, send me the link and I will read it out. Okay. Space will close above 210 today. Write it down, Sea Lover. I'm not writing it down. It's only a guess. You're only guessing. What you did with Coca-Cola is absolute investing masterclass, Martin. Thank you very much. Coca-Cola was, without a question, one of my best moves. I bought the bottom of... I waited. It took me 2 years to wait. And... again, this is a very important sentiment, right? I want to own the company, not buy the stock. I want a 30, 40, 50% allocation on my portfolio to Coca-Cola, because I want my portfolio to go to $100,000 this year, $200,000 next year, and ultimately $1 million. That's my plan. Okay, that's my goal. I know how to get there. I'm following the path and I'm sticking to the path. To do that, I need a portfolio that can provide me with a source of funds, which is what the big money does. It has a big piggy bank. A piggy bank that you can go to take some money from. You can always get back in again, earn a consistent dividend that will pay out in my Roth IRA, which is tax-free. I reinvest the cash, don't buy the stock, and so on and so forth. Now, it's going to make me $25,000 over the next 10 years, not just Coca-Cola, all of my dividend payments. $25,000 over the next 10 years, just by having the cash. Then I'm going to use that money to buy the S&P. That's probably what I'm going to do. But at this level, because it's now, I bought it at the bottom, I don't ever need to sell it. I won't ever sell it, but I can use it as a source of funds. So should something dramatic become available to me, I can trim off the top from Coca-Cola, take some profit, tax-free. I'll do it on my Roth. I won't do it on the brokerage. And I will buy something and then pump that up. So something, I don't know, whatever it might be, something innovative that's down. Make 20, 30, 40, 50%, sell half of it, and then buy back Coca-Cola with that profit. So I've now got that source of funds that I can go to and use. But I had to wait 2 years. There was, and when it went low, this is the key. People use, I know some YouTubers use this terrible phrase, dollar cost average. Dollar cost average is a real thing, but it's overstated and it's oversimplified and it's overrated. Dollar cost averaging doesn't mean every month put $10 in your portfolio and just dollar cost average over time. That is actually what it means, but that's not what you do with it. Let me explain, right? If you every month or every period of time, dollar cost average, in the aim to lower your average, you actually won't lower your average because statistically over time, stocks go up, right? So if you every month buy the S&P, as Warren Buffett would suggest, dollar cost averaging, you're not dollar cost averaging at all. You're increasing your average all the time. What you do, however, is you study. You dollar cost average your brain. You invest in yourself, in the knowledge and information, and discover when a stock is at the bottom, and you go all in. That's what you do. Do you think Warren Buffett dollar cost averaged Coca-Cola when he advocates it? No, he did the very opposite. Warren Buffett did not dollar cost average Coca-Cola. I think it was back in the 60s or no, was it the 70s? I can't remember the date. But Warren Buffett bought hundreds of millions of shares of Coca-Cola all in one go. And he hasn't been buying Coca-Cola since. I think he owns is it 20 or 30% of the company? I can't remember now. But he bought all in. He's not dollar cost averaging. He's not going to pay $58 for Coca-Cola. He bought it for, 1 cent. I don't know what he paid for it. He doesn't need to buy anymore. His dividends every month come in and pay everything and provide him all the money he needs to invest in everything. He hasn't got to sell any. And why would he buy? Dollar cost averaging is oversimplified and overrated. Dollar cost averaging does not mean just buy every month on the way up. That is flipping ridiculous. It's a very easy, passive way of investing. It's better, though, to invest like that than do nothing. Right? My wife, like most people, has a 401k, and every month she buys a bit of the stock market. She doesn't do it. The people at her job do it. Every month, they take a bit of her income and buy the stock market. In an ideal world, though, when the markets were down, I put 5 years' salary in. That's what you should do. That's what institutions do. That's what Warren Buffett does. That's what I do. Dollar cost averaging is overrated. absolutely overrated and oversimplified. I hope that makes sense. So to when Sea Lover said what you did with Coca-Cola is an investing masterclass, that's very kind of you. Thank you, by the way. It was just researching the company, looking at the balance sheet, looking who's buying, looking who's selling, and buying with all my might as much as I can. And I even used margin at 8% to buy the company. And now I own the company. And now I own it forever. Don't dollar cost average on the way up, because you're not averaging anything. I want Martyn Lucas wrapped Cybertruck. Sensei Crypto, are you here? Oh man, I bought Ethereum at 159 and I knew it was going to explode, but I was new to trading. I got scared and pulled out at 160. It went to 4,500. Imagine how many tears I've shed. There you go. It happens to everybody. Absolutely right. It happens to everybody. Every one of us, myself included, we've all lost money. I've lost about $30,000 on Virgin Galactic. To be perfectly honest, it's very, very important because you learn nothing from success. We are red. I should actually be red. You learn nothing from success. You learn everything from failure. Success doesn't teach you anything. In fact, it gives you false hope. Because if you only have ever had success, you've got no idea why. You've got no idea how to protect yourself. And eventually you'll lose it all. I made that mistake when I started doing this. How are you just on 2,200? I've doubled my position and bought 20K. And I'm at, how are you just at 2,000? I've doubled my position and bought at 20K. How are you just at 2,200? Well, because I don't have millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin. That's why I bought at 15,000. I didn't buy $15,000 worth, Niels. I bought at 15,000. So I've doubled my money, but I haven't made 15,000. All right. I've only got like $500, I don't know, whatever I've got. Anyway, so 32,000 shares Friday at 229, debating getting back in or wait. My sentiment is telling me to wait. What stock is that at 229? Oh, Virgin Galactic you're talking about. I have 5,000 shares I'm holding until 100, which would be a 60x. Very good. Here, I agree with you there. Your portfolio should always be aiming at least 2x a year. I agree with you there. Your portfolio should always aim for at least 2x a year. Chris, I'm not sure I agree with that. It's good to aim high, but to double your portfolio 2x every year, I think if you doubled your portfolio every year, yes, I have said my portfolio should be at $100,000 by the end of this year and $200,000 next year. I'm not aiming at doubling my portfolio every year, though. Let's be absolutely clear. I do not think for a second my portfolio can 2x every year. No, that's not my aim at all. It's my aim at the moment because everything was oversold in Enphase. Everything was oversold in Coca-Cola. Everything was oversold in J&J. Everything was oversold in Kenvue. Everything was oversold in Virgin Galactic. It was oversold in Plug. All of that can take me to $200,000. That doesn't mean the next year I'm at $400,000. No, it doesn't mean that. It means I bought at the bottom. Everything doubled, some things tripled and 3x, but overall my portfolio will not be up 2x every year. That's not my aim. Sounds good, but I'm not going with that. Thank you very much for thinking that, but no, I'm not thinking that for a second. What are your thoughts on Safety Shot? I have 20 shares and I'm currently at 4% profit, but I'm holding. Regdol, I think Safety Shot is a rubbish company. I've done a review on it. I've given you my reasons for it. If you want to look at the videos, I did a full, on the homepage of my YouTube channel. Look, on the homepage is the Alpha Spread stock reviews. And if you click on this playlist, here is my review of every single stock. My members request reviews, and we're going to do a review in a moment. They request a full review of a stock, and here it is. This is my full playlist of my reviews, and you can see exactly what I think of it. If you go on the safety shot, there is my analysis based on numbers, investigations, phone calls to the company, visits to the company. You name it, we have done everything we can to get you the information for this. It's a one product company. Now, before everyone goes, they've got loads of products. The only product that's getting any attention is Safety Shot. So it's a one product company. And if you've ever watched Shark Tank or Dragon's Den, they will tell you they will never invest in a product. They invest in a company. The company is run awful. They're not responding to emails. Some of the emails don't work. They don't respond to phone calls. The answer machine doesn't always leave a message. We are sending Stephen Lewandowski to visit the factory. We are trying to test the product. The patent doesn't hold up. We've done many things on this, and I can't touch it. But of course, people are pumping it on Reddit and stock twits and stuff like that, saying it's great. And I am not joining a band of merry men like that. That's not how I invest. I won't touch it. It's a one product company right now, even though it has others. So it's not for me. I wish you the very best, but I will not be joining you on the journey. But I will do reviews for you and study the stock for you so you can make an informed decision. I was referring to investing on FSD Pharma. Khalil, thank you very much indeed. I can review the stock for you if you are a member of the channel. Never got the link to Discord. If you look at Ticker News, the article is there. Pat M, I'm on the middle of a show. It's very difficult for me to be able to just go off and drag things in. I'm monitoring 14 screens. I'm on 20 different platforms at the same time, talking to every person on the show, trading and investing myself with my real money. It's very difficult for me to jump in on other stock, start Googling things for you. I do my best, but that's a little bit beyond. I can't do everything. I can give you the link to Discord. You are a YouTube member, so I can upgrade you for free, and you can access all the perks and benefits. Let me give you the Discord link. Where is it now? Let me give you the Discord link. Where's my Discord link? Why can't I see it? Here it is. It's below every single video. It's in the description. All my links are below every video. There is the Discord link. I'll give it you 3 times so it stands out. If you go to Discord, go into the welcome all. I will upgrade your account here. So all you've got to do, because you are a member, so I can upgrade you. Pat M. So if I go hi, Pat M, when you appear here in the welcome all, it will take 10 minutes a waiting period to go through our security. Once you're through, it's instant, all right? But I can upgrade you. Anyone who wants to join Discord, you can talk to our members, share links into the show, and so on and so forth, all right? If anybody wants to call into the show, the phone line is open. Like Sensei called in earlier, you can call into the show. Okay. Morning all. Just last night my portfolio was booming thanks to crypto and the rest, but space changed that this morning. Seth Houston, yeah, but we've explained it in great detail this morning, what's happening with Virgin Galactic. Banned on the run, SF. I'm not quite sure what that means. That's not what I meant. I have 600 in cash. That makes sense. Okay. I've no 20 grand in BT. I wish. All right. Hi, Martin. Good morning, James. Even with Virgin Galactic down, my shares up 26%. Exactly. What is your sentiment for trading into the end of this year? more safe. There is going to be profit taken. There's going to be tax harvesting. Of course there is. I'm not selling anything right now, though. I've made that quite clear many times. I'm also not buying anything either, and I haven't been buying now for weeks. Got you. Sorry, misunderstanding. Chris, no problem at all. Martyn, do you still think you'll reach 100,000 portfolio by the end of the year? And also, do you mean financial year? I actually think, no, I mean by the end of the year. I think my portfolio could reach 100,000 by the end of the year. It does need a few things to happen, though, a few external macro conditions, but it's primed to do it, and I won't be surprised if it does. That's basically what I'm saying. Sure, I want to test the drinks. Here's Stephen Lewandowski. Stephen Lewandowski is researching for us, going to the offices, I believe, and he's trying to get some, trying to get the product to test it as well. Seth, I know the feeling. Last night my portfolio had almost hit 150 grand, but down today. It's all good. Yeah, it is. It's all good. Mitch NL, I've been waiting for you. Oh my God. Every day I go, where is Mitch NL? Every single day. Here he is. Finally, I can tell you, Mitch NL. I did your video. Mitch NL. Mitch, every day I've been calling you out. Mitch NL, here is your video. Members, I make videos for you. Mitch NL, look, down here. Right, videos. If we go to the homepage of the channel, if we scroll down to the alpha spread here, I did Alibaba. This was for Mitch NL. There is his video. I did it for you, but it's done very well on YouTube. People seem to like it. It's in 14 different languages. And I'm going to give you the link. Share, copy. I don't know if you've already seen it. Oh, you are. You've seen it. Yes, I'm happy with it. Great. There you go. There is your video. I can now take that off the list. I've been meaning to do that. Is Stephen Wong here as well? And R3A. Let me check if Stephen Wong is here. I made your video for you as well. Stephen Wong. No, he's not here. Is R3A here? R3A. No, R3A is not here. If you are here, let me know. And I will be able to give you your video as well. Okay. Right. It's time for another stock review. The next stock review we've got... Oh, Jason Fallon. Is Jason Fallon here as well? Jason Fallon? Is Jason Fallon here? No, Jason Fallon's not here. I did his review as well. I did Unilever for him. Right, let me just upgrade these. Randy B has just sent me a link into Discord. Thank you very much indeed. I will do that. I've got another one here to do. Randy B, I will do that news for you. Kane Youngquist is sending us some Bloomberg terminal information. We like that. If you want to see that on Discord, large sales of shares on Bloomberg terminal. You can see that. Kane Youngquist. You can see who's selling what. Let me give that a like as well. We do have in the house a request from John Granfors, who needs to be upgraded on Discord. Let me see if John is here. John Granfors. Okay, are you here? I still have your friend request, which, as I said to you, I cannot accept on Discord. There it is, John, until you come into Welcome All, and I'll upgrade you that way. So, John, I'm going to ignore it for now. Okay, so I need to clear that down. I will accept it, though, because you are a YouTube member, but you do need to come into the Welcome All here. And, John, I will upgrade your account with Pat at the same time, but I do need you to come in here so to confirm it's you, to make sure that the right person gets the membership perks and benefits. Otherwise, we'll end up, getting all sorts of problems on our server. And we don't want that. We don't want that. Right, let's have a quick look. How many people are through the show this morning? 762. Very busy morning. We've got 5,000. Everyone is searching for Virgin Galactic this morning. Beg your pardon, a very important video. And we predicted this a few days ago. No surprise. November the 29th, Sensei did a full chart for you. Virgin Galactic Space Dot, where now, and the chart. If you've not yet checked that out, it's on the homepage of the channel. You can find it. 12,334, 12,339. Very nice indeed. We've got 101 likes now. Brilliant. It's time for another stock review. Let's have a look. You should turn up the office. Absolutely. You should turn up to the office, hammered, and give the product a that would be great. Thank you, Nuno, for your subscription. Weird to say. Let me just check something a minute. Yep. Weird to say, but I miss the red days. It's not weird at all. It's the days I prefer. Feels a lot more healthy. Niels, the red days is when I go to work. The green days, I'm not doing anything. I'm looking to buy stocks on sale. I'm looking to buy oversold stocks on value. That's it. Green days, I just hold and reinvest the cash I earn from dividends. Sell if I need to, but otherwise I don't. So I understand. Jupiter Wellness offers about 1.5 hour drive from me, and no one is responding to my calls. They're not responding to my calls or my emails either, Stephen. It's terrible. They're just running the company into the ground. I feel stupid asking what you just explained, but does the rule on dollar cost averaging apply to crypto, as crypto can be volatile? It applies to all assets. It applies to all assets. Dollar cost averaging and the words going to the moon, diamond hands, paper hands, all of this stuff was made up by uneducated YouTubers trying to get views. For the great unwashed, the great ignorant, really, I'm going to be blunt and tell you the truth. People on YouTube, and I'm not a YouTuber, I've explained this over and over again. I'm the world piano man. I've toured every country of the world, and I'm trying to build a live, real audience, not sell videos. I've done it. I've done all that. I've had success like that. I'm not trying to be famous on YouTube. That's not what I'm trying to do. And people want to make money and get famous and talk rubbish and tell everybody all this stuff, right? Because everybody's hungry to get rich, and they YouTubers feed into that frenzy and they use it. And anyone who watches any other YouTube channel, to be quite honest, meet Kevin, BitBoy, any of these people, they all did regular jobs, whatever they did, and then got famous on YouTube and now think they know what they're talking about. The reality is I did it the other way around. I had success in the real world as a world piano man, and now I'm building a real audience. I'm not trying to sell video. I don't need you to watch my videos. I don't need you to subscribe to me. I don't. I hope you do because you want to, but that's not what I'm trying to get you to do. That's why I'm live all day when I could just make videos and make money telling everyone how to get rich. I'm never going to do that. It's why I go live and give up my time to be here with you together investing. So all of these headline statements were made up on YouTube to inspire and excite everyone, telling them how they could get rich in 5 minutes and all the rest of it. And people follow that stuff. Meet Kevin. Graham Stepan is one of the very best examples. Graham Stepan, on every single video, he's upset, sad, putting a sad face, oh my God, end of the world. And right behind him on every single video, in his lounge, in his studio, he's got a bloody sports car. The guy makes millions of dollars, and yet he's always sad. And the reason is that gets more views. That makes him more money. And you all watch it. You all like it. You feed into this rubbish. It's like the YouTubers who tell you how to get famous on YouTube. They only got famous on YouTube for telling you how to get famous because you wanted to get famous. They weren't famous before. They just made it all up. They just faked it till they made it. But because it's like being a drug addict, like a drug dealer. Same thing. You can sell it all day long because everybody buys into it, and it's the same rubbish. Well, that's the very opposite of what I'm trying to do here. That's why we don't grow really quickly, but we grow steadily, consistently, and why 98% of my live viewers are members. That's why. We're building a foundation. We're building a real community of live viewers every day, not a pump and dump, get rich scheme, follow me, the world's rubbish, but I'm a billionaire. Meet Kevin. Meet Kevin owns his own private jet. And nearly everything he says is ridiculous. You only have to look at the numbers. He's always saying it's the end of the world and it's going to crash. And I don't think he's ever come on and said everything's fine, or there isn't any news, or there's nothing to say. It's always dramatic. Anyway, whatever. So that is an answer to Chris Hargreaves. So dollar cost averaging is a good thing, but you need to understand the complexities of it. It doesn't just mean blindly, and let me explain why. Why Warren Buffett says dollar cost averaging, and why all the YouTubers jump all in on it and use it as some really basic thing. It's like those that know everything and they don't know anything. The more you learn you don't know. People that know a little bit are very dangerous because they think they know everything. Okay, and it's the same thing as that. If you know a little bit, you think you know everything. And why Warren Buffett says consistently buy the S&P is aimed at passive investors that don't study, don't read, don't watch it, just every week, every month, which is what 99% of the world do. Everybody's got a job, a 401k, a pension. Every month, their fund will just dump another X amount of money into the fund. And that is a very passive way of doing it. It's very lazy, it's very easy, and ultimately, in 20, 30 years, you'll be up. However, if you studied it and found the bottom of the market, and no one knows where the bottom of the market is, by the way, but you know where the temporary bottom is. I know that Virgin Galactic was 150. I've got a very good reason to understand that. Coca-Cola, J&J, Tesla, Enphase, all of these things, Plug. I then went all in. I didn't just buy $10 a stock, $10 a week every week on the way up. That's not, anyway. But it's better to do that because overall in 10 years' time, you will be up. But if you bought the bottom all in one go, you'll be up a lot more. We've just got some members given a membership here from Bill. Bill has just donated some memberships. It's Santa Claus. I've just received your picture, by the way, Bill. Look at this. These are a lot of members that I thought were already members. They've not turned on their auto renews. These are all long-term members that have got Dominic Webb. I'm sure he's been a member before. Nick Kunj has been a member. Francesca. These are all members. Obviously not renewed their memberships. You're very lucky this morning because you've got some gifts from Bill. Let's congratulate. This is very nice of Bill. There we go. There's Francesco Santos. Congratulations to all of you. Take advantage of your membership. What a very nice thing to do. Thanks, love your mindset. You're very welcome. Gordon Center. Congratulations to you. My next door neighbor is a police officer. Get him to check me with yeah, that would be great. Let's do it. Virgin Galactic crash jumper Alpina. No, it's not. We've explained it earlier. Martin, can you do a video about the advantages of buying a Roth IRA for buying and selling stocks? Yes, James, I can. That's handy, and it's fun. It's a blast hanging out here every day. Rallo, thank you very much indeed. I'm with James. What did James say? I missed what James said. Hi, Martin. I'm with James. Gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Bill. Dominic Webb got one. Nikunj got one. Please thank Bill. I'm with James. Highly invested in my Roth IRA. Video explaining all the benefits. It would be great. Oh, I see. Impatient trader. One word. I've no idea what that means. Just one word. I know what the word means, but I don't know what he's referring to. Thanks, Bill. Great guy. Thanks, Bill. Billy. Can you learn me to play the piano? Is this the top of the SPY? The S&P? Yes, it's too expensive. Thank you. Deep in the money. Are you buying any more space today, Martin? No, I'm not, and I've explained why. For the same reason Richard Branson isn't either. Anyway, for the same reason. Holding tight on Virgin Galactic. Right. We have now got a review to do and a video. I've just been asked to do a video by... Okay, who was it who asked me? Kai and James would like me to make a video. Okay. Palantir. It's not there yet. Nope. Have patience. Have patience. The most important thing there is. Palantir, I want to buy it. No. Not yet. Amazon. Apple. Amazon's too expensive. Enphase. Very strong now. So my portfolio is just about... It's just off an all-time high. Just off an all-time high. Despite everything that's happening this morning, my portfolio is just off an all-time high. Palantir has a massive gain this year. Had a massive... Yes, it's too expensive right now, though. Oh, I've got no intention, Niels. I've got no intention of buying it. None whatsoever. I will reassess it daily. 9 would be I'd be buying $5,000 of it. But 14 I'll start. That's where dollar cost averaging comes in. Is when it gets to the point of it can go either way, you buy a few and then you're just holding. So you've got, if it goes up, you can buy more. If it goes down lower, you can add to your position. That's where dollar cost averaging makes sense, not just periodically monthly. That's where it actually makes sense. Yes, MSK, you're dead right. You are content with what you have. You're absolutely right. All right, just trying to help. All right. No, I appreciate it, Niels. I'm absolutely right. I appreciate your sentiment. Very, 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 very important. Right, here we go. So you can see now, if it wasn't for Virgin Galactic, I would be very much in the green today. My portfolio is doing well because all my solar is doing well. Overall portfolio is just off an all-time high. It was there earlier. And it will be there again soon, I would imagine. Right, it's time for another review and a video that has just been asked to be made as well. So our next review is Disney for Michelle. I don't know if Disney is here. All right, okay. Let me... I just need to take a very, very quick restroom break. And we'll do this review for you. Gordon Center, you've been a member for 2 months now. Thanks, Bill. Fantastic. Please do consider renewing your membership. Don't rely on Bill every month. He's a retired war veteran. He's trying to help the channel out. He's really supporting the channel, and he said to me, I want to invest in you, Martyn. I believe what you're doing and trying to help others and stuff like that. But if you like the channel, please then consider renewing your membership rather than just relying on Bill to do it. I mean, it's very nice of Bill, but, just many of you watch every day as members. But anyway, let's do this review. Okay, we'll leave it on. We'll leave it on my main portfolio moment. I'm just going to take a very short restroom break. Please talk about bloody hell, Pat M, unbelievable. I'm not even commenting to that. I just need to go and get a cup of tea. I'll be right back. We've been going now for 3.5 hours, whatever it's been. So I've got to go and do. How long has it been? Actually, how long has it been? It's been. It's been 2 hours, but I was actually in the studio an hour before that. It's about 3 hours. Anyway, all right, I'll see you back in a moment. We've got some reviews to do. The first one is Disney. It's the top of our list. There's about 16 reviews in our list to do. If you want to go to the top, you can do a super chat and your review will go right to the very top. So when I come back, if I have a super chat, I will do your review. If not, it's members only, of course. If not, I will. If not, I will do Disney next. All right. Okay. I'll see you back in just a moment. My portfolio should be green very shortly. I'm expecting within the next hour or so. Once we get the morning out of the way, my portfolio should be green. All right. I'll see you back in a moment. Please talk amongst yourselves. Don't go away. I'll be right back. Thank you very much. I'll only be a minute or so. All right. There we go. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you for all staying. Look at that. Right, it's time for another review. Now, if you've just tuned in, we did a Virgin Galactic special at the beginning of the show. The video will come out later. My portfolio is just off an all-time high, regardless of Virgin Galactic. 66,000 was my all-time high. Looking very, very nice indeed. Now, just before I go into the review, we don't have a super chat, so it'll be Disney is our next review today. A bit of information for you before we do it. First of all, we've got a couple of things I want to share with you. If you did enjoy Sensei's review earlier, here is Sensei Crypto's website, and you can become a follower here. He has his very own Discord server and website and services. He supports our channel. We team together very often, and he has the crypto challenge, which has been very, very effective for us. This is my crypto challenge, $2,000 up from $1,000. We've doubled our money, and we've still got $600 in cash. Very, very sensible, very well structured plan. Go and check that out, and we will. You can get part of that. The links are in the chat. Okay. Also, I'd love for you to. Why have I not got that on display today? I'm on Kick Martyn Lucas. Yeah, here we go. For those of you that are interested, some of you are keen to know this. I'm actually on Kick right now. It's a new platform that some of you said try out Kick. So I'm actually on Kick. I'm trying to get to 75 followers. It's like a little challenge from Kick. I have 10 followers now. The home of our show is on YouTube and always will be. But if you want to follow me on Kick, I'll give you the link right now in the chat. There you go. Trying to get to 75 followers. See if you want to do that. I want to give a warm welcome this morning to my Rumble audience. I am on Rumble as well. Hi all. There you go. Welcome to all of you. I've got a good audience there. I often rank on the homepage of the channel. Now then, if you want to receive my newsletter, it doesn't come out very often, only when it's really important. So, this is my website, martynlucas.com. If I give you the / links, which is where the newsletter is, there you go, 3 times there. You can subscribe to my newsletter. It's free. You can unsubscribe at any point. If you put your email address in there, that's all you need. It's safe, secure. It's a secure service. I'll never use your emails and wouldn't even know how to. If you want to put your name and personalize it, add a birthday there, just the month and the year, I will give you a. So not the year, the month and the day. I beg your pardon. I will send you a birthday card as well. So if you want to get that, and if you look below, you'll find all my links to all my social media and all the places I post my trades before I make them. I always do that. So here is my X account. This is where I post my trades. Here is my X. Let me give it to you there. There you go. 3 times in the chat so you can see it. All right. I'm also on StockTwits as well. StockTwits is important. It's the Twitter of the stock market. There you go. I'll give it you 3 times there. If you want to go and check that out, you can. All right. Okay. And John Granfors. Okay, Capcom. Now I know this is him. He's already confirmed him. John, are you here? John Granfors, are you here? Are you here? Is this you? John Granfors? Capcom. I know it is him, but I'm going to do it because I know it already is him. So I'm now going to do all of his membership perks. John Granfors. Let me just scroll up. John. Where are you, John? Where are you? See if I've missed it. Niels. John. Just trying to find John. If you can just come back and say hello, it would be easier for me, but I'll find you first. I've got to do it this way to secure the service, to not have any spam or anything like that. Get enough of that. So this is the way to control it and protect everybody, to give everybody the best quality of service. John Grandforce, where are you? Oh, I'm here now. There you go. Yes. So, is that you, John? Is that you? I know it is. You just said it. I know it's you. So I'm going to give you YouTube membership. There you go. There you go. That's that done. Add you as a friend. Done that. And yeah, we're all done. Okay, you're all done then. Fantastic. So, John, accept your friend request. I delete it within 2 minutes because I don't want you to get invited by anybody else and confuse you. You will get others pretend to be me. They are not me. Please do go and accept the friend request. Let's see if he's done it. Add friend. There you go. He hasn't done it yet. He will in a moment. I've given you YouTube membership. Now, the purpose of this is you can now see all the members-only chats. You can share links with the show, suggestions, crypto news, stock news, breakfast bar every morning. Come in and say hello to everybody. Be part of the family, learn from each other, share information, and so on and so forth. You are now verified as a YouTube member. Please accept the friend request. And remember, there are many people pretending to be me. They will come on and pretend to be me. They are not me. They do not have, well, what can I say? They're not me. I'm the only me, right? That's a silly thing to say, isn't it, really? No, there's 10 of me. Right, just me. So don't accept any other friend requests from someone saying they're called Martyn Lucas, because they are not. I am the only one, right? Let me see if he's done the friend requests. Remove friend. Yes, he has. Brilliant. Now we're all done. All right, John. And John has done it. Accept that. There we go. We're all good. All good. All good now, mate. There you go. All right. We're all good. John, we're all sorted out. There you go. Fantastic. We're all done. Thank you very much. Time for a stock review. Now, if you did tune in earlier, we do have the Virgin Galactic video at the beginning of this. So, but now it's time for Michelle. Is Michelle here in the chat? Michelle. I don't see her. She requested Disney. So that's what we're doing now. Not concerned about Virgin Galactic at all. We've made the video. We've explained it. Not concerned at all. So, Disney. Let me get rid of that. So I'm loading up my software now to do a Disney review. This is my next one. Okay. And we're going to do a back test. $10,000 in the S&P. I'm going to put $10,000 in the S&P. I'm going to put $10,000 into Disney. Reinvest the dividends and analyze the portfolio. Okay, I've lined that up. That's now done. Let's finally bring up our software. We're going to run it through the software. Loading it in. And okay. We loaded that up. Let's read the comments. I love your realism. Harry Dunn. Thank you ever so much indeed, mate. I appreciate that. Very, very kind. Right, we have that. And now, finally, I want... I've got the software loaded. I've got that. Okay, I'm trying to get a better information than that. That's a New York Post. Okay. Load that up. All right, we're just about to make another review for you. Okay, there's a few things I want to use here. All right, we're going to go back to members only now because we're going to make another review, and this will appear on Alpha Spread, the best algorithmic software in the world to review a stock and make an informed decision. So you can make an informed decision about whether you should buy, sell, or hold a stock. And because you can actually super chat during a live the making of this video, or you can do martynlucas.com/tip. You can also do that. Then I want to members only, so that way we only get good comments get read out, because it will read out, if you do a super chat of more than $1, it will read out your comment question towards Elon Musk, because we've got a bit of Elon Musk news in the Disney review, Bob Iger, of course, and that's going to come out. And also we're going to do a full back test review, the dividend payouts, and all of the rest of it. So we're going to do all that now. So we're going to go members only, just so we can keep the quality of the show and don't have any, silly comments coming in. Members only. There we go. So here we go. Time for another stock review. I need to mark the time when I'm doing this. The time is 2:21. This is for Michelle. 2:21. And then I can take that out of there. The next one will be Charge Point for Nikunj. That comes up next. Mark Saxby wants figs. There's about 14 or so. We've got a 2-week waiting list on reviews. Everybody wants a review done. It takes time. Okay. Okay, let's go. Here we go. We're in member only mode now, so only members can comment during the making of this video. and this is from Michelle, and this is Disney this time. Time for another stock review, this time Disney. Over the next few minutes, we're going to cover some very important news with Disney. We're going to share with you, of course, we're going to have a look at the website. We're going to have a look at the news. Elon Musk was very much in the news with the CEO. We're going to do a full back test on the stock. We're going to look at the stock with the dividend payout history. Very important on this company, of course. We're going to go through the balance sheet, the inside trading, who's buying, who's selling. You name it, we're going to cover it all on this video in great detail. We're going to start off nice and light for you, and then we're going to get deeper and deeper. Some people say they watch the first few minutes and then go, it's a very basic review. They didn't watch past the first 4 or 5 minutes, and then they get to realize we get more down into the more meat. We do it that way because some people just want some headlines at the beginning, and I like to introduce it as we go. If it's your very first time here, click subscribe and ring the bell. I'm going to provide you with the best, most advanced algorithmic software, which I am partnered with. I'm not sponsored, by the way. They don't pay me to make these reviews. However, they prefer my views than CNBC, Bloomberg, Yahoo Finance. Why? Because they post all of my reviews for the stock on their homepage of their website. They cherry pick the rest. Mine all go on there. So they like my reviews because they are fair, unbiased, real, and they're based upon the facts and the numbers. And using their service, algorithmic software, we can determine whether it's right to buy the stock, whether it's good value, oversold, overbought, who's buying on the inside, who's selling on the inside, what the latest sentiment is, and the balance sheet. All of that we're going to cover right now on this video. And then later on, you'll see my review there on their website. Well, let's get straight into Disney. The very first time we've done Disney, members can request a review, and I will do a full review for you. Okay, let's get straight into it. We start nice and simple, as I said, with a basic line chart looking at the overall history of the stock. And as you can see, it recently fell away. They changed the CEO, Bob Iger, who's very much in the news at the moment with Elon Musk. We'll cover that in a minute and why that's important and why it's not important. So we've got the stock is now down again where it was in the region of in 2015. So it's not doing very well at the moment. And I will give you my projections, my thoughts on it, a full profitability score, and a solvency score as well later on during the video. Do we need to even say what Walt Disney is? Well, I don't think we do, but perhaps we should. The Walt Disney Company engages in the business of international family entertainment and media enterprises. It owns and operates television and radio production, distribution, and broadcasting stations, direct-to-consumer services, amusement parks, and hotels. Okay, the CEO is Robert Iger, has recently taken over, and he was hailed at doing a great job. However, it's not all good in the camp, and we're going to look at the news in a minute. 250,000 employees, 225,000. There's 250,000, just about 250,000 employees. Burbank, California is where it's headquarters, and it's been around, of course, since 1923. Good old Walt Disney himself. Now then, if you buy the stock with margin, it's regarded as quite a low-risk stock, 25%. 25% is the lowest, 100% is the highest. It's regarded as relatively low risk. That doesn't mean there's no risk at all. It just means from a margin standpoint, it's the requirement is 25%. So it regards it as low risk. Initial requirement is 50%, however. The market cap is 167. Now, we need to understand the market cap is purely the value of the shares outstanding. It's just the price that people are prepared to pay right now, minute by minute, for what the stock is today. It doesn't mean to say the company is worth 167 billion. It doesn't mean anything like it. It means what the share price value is today. Okay? So always worth noting the market cap. The high today is $92. The 52-week high is 118. So there is some volatility there. Price earnings ratio, 71.97. Now, we need to compare that to others in the sector. I'm not going to do that now. You can do that yourself. I'm going to give you the link to that. and you need to go and compare. Perhaps you want to compare to Netflix, for example, or whoever. Because the price earnings ratio is expensive. For what it earns, it's expensive. It's been a lot worse, though, because people will overpay for Disney. Premium products, premium assets, they'll overpay for it, hoping that one day it will grow into the stock price. That is sadly the reality of it. But this is not a good valuation. This is very basic. People just use that as a guide and go, well, it's expensive. Maybe I should buy it because it's expensive. It's good. Or maybe I shouldn't buy it because it's expensive. This is not enough information. We'll provide that in a moment. Now, dividend yield is not showing up. Interesting story with the dividend, and we'll come on to that shortly. It has a not that good past when it comes to dividends, and we're going to share with you why exactly in a moment. Average volume, 11.56. Not huge volume on this stock. Volume today is 4.5, and it's about right because it's 10 a.m. in the morning when we're making this video. You can see the clock just beneath me there. All right, 52-week low, 78, and low today is 91.62. All right, let's move on down and let's have a quick look. We're not looking at the news just yet. We'll come to that in a minute. Analysts at Morningstar, they are pretty up to date. This was November the 30th. They're saying it's a strong buy down here. Remember, though, the reason why I've never seen a Morningstar review on Alpha Spread, and you see all of mine, is because mine are open and honest. A lot of these reviews they have their own reasons to promote a stock, say it's good buy. We see it all the time. You cannot believe all you read. You need to understand the stock yourself. However, mine all will appear on the service. They're saying it's a strong buy at 76% and a hold is 17%. But bearing in mind, this is very basic, and a lot of these analysts are, incentivized to say one thing or another. The allure of Disney parks business is unmatched and will be a continuing profit engine. Well, that's obvious. That's the basic headlines. Disney is probably the number one theme park in the world. It does bring in a lot of money. COVID's obviously behind us. Things are better. They suffered during COVID. However, there's a big war going on between Elon Musk and Bob Iger, and we'll talk about that. There is some relativity to that. Anyway, the bears say too many streaming platforms now exist. I agree, and I'll explain in detail about that in a minute. And it's questionable whether consumers will be willing to pay high prices or stick with individual services month in and month out. One of the things that I always do when I'm investing is I'm looking for something proprietary, unique. It's why I will not ever buy Netflix. I'm a customer. I'm not an investor. And I'll tell you why. Because people will overbuy it with excitement because it's such a great volatile company, but a bit like AMC, Nvidia, all these kind of things. It's a good business. Of course it is. However, it's not proprietary. It's not unique. Disney perhaps is. Let me explain what I mean. People make movies. People make series of TV. And they put it out and someone buys the rights and streams it on their service. Anyone could be Netflix. I could be Netflix. What do Netflix actually do? Well, they do make their own series, actually. They do have their own studio, like Disney. But let's be honest, Disney is an actual brand. It's an actual icon. It's an image. Netflix is Hulu, is... oh my God, there's thousands. I can't even think of one right now. There are thousands and thousands of streaming services. I could set up, in fact, I do have my own streaming service. We've actually built our very own streaming service, Live Streamer Cafe. I own my very own streaming service. I could make videos, make films, or people could provide me with their movies and I could stream them on my channel. Anyone can build a streaming service. I have one and it's very successful. But we're not talking about my streaming service today. So Netflix has that, as do many others. But Disney has something different. I don't think Disney's ever going away. It's very unique. However, I only buy proprietary stocks. Apple, for example. You can't. Who else is Apple? Nobody. Who else is Google? Who else is Tesla? Who else is Virgin Galactic? Who else is Enphase Energy? Nobody. They're all proprietary, unique, on their own, stand out, and all the rest of it. Disney does that. Netflix doesn't. However, there are so many streaming platforms right now. Where do you go? So there is an argument in the bulls. Let's look at the earnings though. The earnings did dip in Q4 22, rose since then, but now it's kind of going sideways. The company isn't really going anywhere right now, I don't think. And I don't know why anybody would be signing up for more services and paying. So I can see the bull's argument. I know, the uniqueness of Disney, but there is so much competition now. Do you need a Disney streaming service? I don't think so. Do you want to go to the Disney theme park? Yes, maybe you do. But you don't need the Disney streaming service. I don't know. Disney could just make films and sell them to Netflix. They could make films and sell them to me. All right. They could make movies and sell them to Apple TV. The list goes on and on and on. So I don't know. I'm not in the stock right now, full disclosure. Right. Let's see who else is buying this stock. No surprise here. We've got old money. Safe money. And I think the world is changing. The company is great. However, it's got some problems in the future, I think, with the streaming service. Microsoft, obviously, great company, but overbought. Old money, just buys everything. Overbought. I can't buy Microsoft. It's too expensive. Netflix, too expensive. Can't buy Netflix. Anyone come along and be Netflix, right? Apple, very different. Very different. Proprietary, unique, however, too expensive. Old money. You can see all the old money here. All the institutional money, the rich money is all plowing into here right now. Starbucks, good company, yes, fair enough. I don't buy Starbucks. I have Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola own Costa Coffee, so obviously I'm into Coca-Cola, not into Starbucks. Amazon, great. Meta, great businesses. Very much though, what was known originally as the FANGs, that's now changed, but it was the FANGs. It's the Mangs now, isn't it? And whatever it is, anyway. But old money, the big names, buy all these stocks, you can't go wrong. I think you can go wrong. You can overpay for anything. And these are all overbought stocks, even though they're good. So Disney is in that club. That's good though, on some respects. It's not got gamblers. It's too expensive for gamblers. Not everyone can access. Not everyone can access fractional shares. Remember, not everyone has the access to that. So it's too expensive for those in Mullen, and we wouldn't want to see that anyway, right? And scam stocks, stuff like that. So it's in bed with the right people. However, it's too expensive. It's as simple as that for what it returns. But we're going to look at the details in a moment. Now, at this point, I like to go into the news, and we're going to have a little bit of news here. And I think it's very important because recently, over the last few days, Walt Disney CEO Iger calls out Elon Musk and Ron DeSantis. The CEO made clear that ex-owner Elon Musk has crossed the line, and he explains why the company must sometimes take political stands. I disagree. Your job is not to take political stands. Your job is a CEO of Disney. Simple as that. You're running a business. You're not a politician. Elon Musk, I have absolute overwhelming appreciation and for what Elon Musk did the other day. I'm not going to use the words, but he was bleeped out. Basically, beep you. I don't need your sponsor. I don't need you to. I don't need your advertisement. If you're trying to manipulate me and blackmail me, you can bugger off, basically. And I got every respect for him. It does mean that X can fail. X can go out of business. He admitted it. Doesn't care. You cannot blackmail with money. He went on to explain the full interview, and I thought if you hear the whole interview, as most haven't done, because if you look at it, it's all over social media, with the little shorts of him going, basically, bleep you to Bob Iger. That's who he was talking to. And a lot of people just watch that and they either think Elon Musk is great because he said stuff it to the CEO and, some sort of maverick, or they understand what he was saying. They watched the whole interview and actually realized Elon Musk was absolutely right. Absolutely right. He's dead right. I don't think that the CEO and other companies have the power or should have the power to threaten Elon Musk, to tell him, what he should or shouldn't say. If you actually go into it, he didn't actually say anything wrong. He explained the full thing. And I thought Bob Iger and all the others were like throwing the dummies out of the pram, thinking they are bigger than they actually are. Bob Iger, if you're listening to my channel, you are not Walt Disney. Not even close. And I think your comment was very, your attitude is very childish, and you're not there to play silly buggers on X. You are there to, run your company. And I think you've embarrassed it, quite frankly. Bob Iger does not seek out fights. Well, he certainly did. Walt Disney CEO has made clear that he's not looking to make new enemies or do anything that would limit the company's potential audience. Okay, well, let's have a look. Let's read a bit more of this. The two-time Mouse House boss, however, has never been shy about defending his company against attacks. That's reflected in its ongoing, long-standing battle with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who stripped Walt Disney of its special district that gave the company governance over the land Disney World sits on. I'm not going to comment on anything political here today, and we're just talking about whether it's right or wrong for what Elon Musk was saying. I'm not going to get into the whole politics with Ron DeSantis and all the rest of it. In that fight, which now includes 2 lawsuits, Iger has said that DeSantis' actions are political retaliation for former Disney CEO Bob Chapek speaking out against the right-wing governor's so-called "don't say gay" legislation. The Disney CEO did not pick that fight. DeSantis clearly did in taking over the former Reedy Creek Improvement District, but Iger has strongly fought back. I don't think I want to cover too much more of this. We don't want to get into a big war here. I'm just bringing you the news. I'm really more interested in what he did with Elon Musk, to be honest. The Disney boss took a similar tone toward Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla and owner of X, formerly Twitter, during his speech at the New York Times Dealbook Summit. Iger was not being confrontational, but he showed that he was also wasn't backing down and would defend Disney's right to speak out on politics when it makes business sense. I disagree. I don't think they should have ever tried to threaten, we're not advertising anymore because Elon Musk said something. I think that's childish, silly, unnecessary, and I have every respect for Elon Musk for saying sodja. If you're going to leave because you don't like a comment I'm making, then maybe I shouldn't go to Disney for a comment you're making. Absolutely ridiculous, and I think I've said enough on it. So let's get into the actual business itself. Disney is a great business. However, it struggled recently with its streaming services. There are too many. It really should just focus on, in my opinion, with making the movies, selling those movies however they do it. They could have them all on Netflix. Don't have to have their own platform. They don't have to. And focus on the brand, focus on the theme parks and the merchandise and everything else around the company. We don't need to go through the website of Disney. It's fantastic. We all know the power of Disney. But we also now need to look at the money, though. Is it an investment? Is it right for you to buy as an investment? Let's have a look. Well, let's go into the numbers. Very, very important. We're going to go through the numbers right now and decide whether it's the right time, if at all, to buy the stock. So let's have a look. Here we go. First of all, we need to go into the intrinsic value. This is not enough, however. This is what some people will use. Morningstar, just go, that's the value. It's not enough, and I'll explain why in a moment. Best case scenario. With inflation low, bearing in mind, interest rates are all-time, some historic highs. They are coming down, but remember, the market is 6 months, 12 months ahead of the economy. even though I've said, and I stand by what I've said for a year, I called the bull market. We are in a bull market. I called it 6 months before the banks, Bank of America particularly. I also called the rates will be coming down in the spring and the summer. I called that ahead of everybody else. I stand by that. I still stand by that. It's clear to me that's what's happening. If you look at the numbers and you don't read the false information, that is clearly what's happening. But the economy is 6 to 12 months behind. The people that pay the streaming services, the people that go to Disney and spend money are up to their eyeballs in debt, and that will continue for another year, at least. So we're not in a best case at all. Absolutely not. Are we in a base case? A base case. Well, let's get one thing straight. From where we are right now, Disney is a growth stock. Even though we've got a dividend to talk about now, it doesn't have a great dividend history. We'll talk about it in a moment. It's a growth stock because it was oversold. Perhaps COVID brought it down. Other things like streaming services, whatever. And now the negative news, the fight between Elon Musk and Bob Iger. Base case, I'm prepared to pay 25% overvaluation on a high growth, a great company. Here, it's undervalued by 25%. That looks good. That looks good. Even on the worst case scenario, 7%. However, everything now, other than really beat up stocks, Virgin Galactic, Enphase Energy, Plug, they are the ones, Coca-Cola, J&J, they're all the ones that were cheap. I bought those. This could be, you'd just be better off buying the S&P. I don't know if this has reached the bottom yet. Got to be very careful. You can get what's called a valuation trap and think, oh, it's really cheap. But it looks pretty good, but I'm looking for the best deal. And if I don't get the best deal, I don't buy. I don't just buy on the way down. I don't buy on the way up. I don't just buy because it's a little bit cheaper than it used to be. I go all in when the stock's right. J&J, Coca-Cola, I bought the bottom. Virgin Galactic, Enphase, all of those, I bought the bottom. That's why my portfolio is strong. I buy the bottom and I buy all in when I feel it's the right time. Let's have a look at the historic valuation. 40% profit, current valuation 25%, price and value correlation 10%, and the value of the CAGR 5%. Right now, it seems a good value. We need to explain that, though. Sometimes valuation could be better when the price is high as well. Maybe better news around the stock doesn't necessarily mean now is the best time because the price is lower than it's been for a while. In this particular case, it looks like it does, but it doesn't mean it's the best option for me. And remember, if I'm buying Disney, I could be buying something else. So how does it compare? Let's carry on. Now then, one of our new features on our software is we can find out the key points from the last earnings, and the AI picks up those key phrases and puts them into a statement, which we can summarize the whole earnings report and then value the stock that way as well. This is very important. Let me read this to you. Disney's Q4 results showcase substantial growth and efficiency improvements across its segment, with adjusted EPS nearly tripling and operating income increasing significantly over the previous year. But that wouldn't be hard to do because of COVID. Efficiencies, different. A 7.5 billion cost reduction surpasses the original target of 2 billion. We like that. Contributing to 1.4 billion improvement in combined streaming business results from fiscal 22 to 23. Disney Plus added 7 million subscribers in Q4, with a future focus on 4 key areas: streaming profitability, ESPN's digital transformation, film studio economics, and growth in the experiences business. Operating income for entertainment, sports, and experiences grew notably, and strategic investments are planned to further bolster the experiences division. fiscal 23 revenue and operating income both grew by high single-digit percentages, and a free cash flow is set to approach pre-COVID levels by 2024. Disney Plus aims for profitability in Q4 fiscal 24 as the company continues to optimize streaming services, with upcoming subscriber growth expected despite an anticipated temporary decline in fiscal Q1 due to recent price increases. Now that sounds quite good. However, here's a bit of inside information. It's not inside information really, but it is research and noting everything and writing everything down and knowing what we saw this morning with Virgin Galactic manipulation, breaking news at certain points to drive the stock down so people could buy it back in again. The whole game is rigged. The whole thing is a game. But like a game of snakes and ladders, you win if you know the rules. If you don't, then you'll always lose, right? Some of that information sounded quite good, but we want to make it absolutely clear. There's a bit of manipulation there. And I'm going to explain why. Sounds great. Revenue up, saving costs, blah, blah, blah. Let's buy the stock. Let's buy Disney. It's great. It's saving all this money. It's going to make more money. It's great, great. Love it. COVID's over. Everyone's going back. Hang on a second. Disney and other film companies actually made money, I think a quarter or 2 quarters ago, due in large amounts due to the strike, because they were saving money from paying everybody wages. They were all on strike. So there's a lot of information, and I'm not going to go into all the numbers now. You need to do that yourself. A lot of money was saved in a period where that we were in a downturn, when the company didn't have to pay all these wages for all these people on strike. And actually, a lot of companies actually made money the fact their employees were on strike. The poor person, the average man on the street, lost all his money. The people that were providing the catering services, the souvenir shops, selling ice creams down at Mr. and Mrs. Uncle Smith, whatever, ice cream shop in the town. People weren't having ice creams. They weren't staying in hotels, whatever was going on. The small man was losing money when those strikes were happening for the company, for the big film companies. However, the big companies are going, this is great. We're not doing much business right now, and now everybody's on strike. We're saving loads of money here. Fantastic. And they were able to trim back and become more efficient. So the headlines is Disney's becoming more efficient. In fact, a bunch of people went on strike and they saved a load of money. And the headlines is we saved a load of money. When in fact, it wasn't having anything to do with them being really efficient and Bob Iger being a great CEO. It is in fact to do with the fact that everyone's on strike and or part of that. So again, not in whole, but part. Need to take that on balance. Disney want it to sound like everything is great. However, there are some good stories in there. However, there were some negative stuff that in there. And actually, we need to remember a lot of very small mom and pop businesses went bust when all those rich superstars were on strike, and their businesses were completely destroyed and may never recover. So the full picture is always very different than the headlines. Just thought I'd add that. My own personal experience of doing my own research on it externally of this review. Anyway, the financials, let's look at it now. Now, the current range, 88.98 billion, it's up at 1%. Yeah, great. Whatever, it's up. But if we look at the chart and we see Disney's growth, and then everything fell off, of course, 2020, of course, COVID, it's hardly made it back. So the CEO, Bob Iger, is taking all this credit for saving the company and saving money, when in fact it was mainly to do with strikes. And now the company's growing. Well, it's only kind of getting back to where it was. Again, the reality, we're up 1%. Okay, great. So is it great to buy it now? Is it? I don't know. We'll come on to that in a minute. Operating income. Well, operating income fell off a cliff. Obviously it did. And it's gone back, but it's not gone back anywhere near. And it certainly isn't growing. Now, as an investor, I am not joining fan clubs. I'm not emotionally affected by the stock. I only emotionally am inspired by my audience and you guys watching me live every day. You are my priority. Giving you the real information is my interest, not the stock or anything else in between. This has recovered. The time to have bought Disney was there. I don't know if it's there now, and Bob Iger telling you everything's great. I don't agree, actually, that it's doing that well. It's just kind of continuing where it left off. It's not booming, though, is it? And I'm looking as an investor to find a stock that's got some growth, particularly as we have a very checkered past when it comes to dividends, and we're going to come on to that in a minute. 2.4 billion net income. You can see how it dropped off. I mean, this is all obvious. And the park closed down. It's obvious, right? It's up 5%. Okay, good. Operating cash flow fell away. Now improving. Yeah, great. Nothing that great though. Considering capital expenditure, they're spending more money investing. That's good. If you're investing in the company to make it more profitable and more efficient, good. If you're just going on headlines, though, you just heard it announced that they're saving money and they're more efficient, and let's give Bob Iger an Oscar. And in fact, they're spending more at the moment, and that's increased by 5%. So I don't know where the efficiencies have come from, but we'll come on to the margins in a moment. Free cash flow is improving by 72%. No surprise, the parks are fully open now, things are back up and running. But is it back up to where it was, and is it ahead? As an investor, I want to know it's going to grow, not just go back to where it was. I mean, what's the point of that? Anyway, I might just buy the S&P and be done with it, right? I don't need the drama. Okay, let's look at the balance sheet. Now, we did a poll on our channel at 95% of people. No, tell a lie. I think it was 85%. I beg your pardon. 85% of people never read the balance sheet. 85% of our viewers, retail investors, never read the balance sheet, just buy everything and whatever because it sounds good. If you don't read the balance sheet, what the hell? You've got no place investing. Right, 206 billion in assets. We do not want to see more liabilities than assets, obviously, and we certainly don't want to see 80-90%, ideally. Here, very, very good, but we need to look at the long-term debt. That's what's important. 206 billion, 106 billion liabilities, great. Balance sheet looks good. What's their liabilities? Long-term debt makes up half of their liabilities. That's not good. It's good that 50% is liabilities. They've got a low level of liabilities in relationship to their assets. The balance sheet is good if the liabilities were predominantly investing in capital, infrastructure, building out, making the company more profitable, building out the business. It's long-term debt. Long-term debt is half of their liabilities. So their liabilities aren't made up primarily of capital expenses, long-term debt. I don't like to see that. Now, that makes up 39% of their liabilities is long-term debt. Had historic highs with the rates. Going to come down, going to improve, but we've got a year away before we see real growth with Disney purely on the debt basis alone. So again, the right time to buy this was during COVID, right? That's when it was cheap. I don't know if it's cheap now. I think it's okay. I think Bob Iger is trying to take credit for efficiencies that don't really exist, that were mainly to do with strikes, and long-term debt is huge. It's half of your liabilities. I don't know what we're really celebrating. As an investor, I'm looking for a great deal. I don't see a great deal so far. I don't see a great deal. Margins, gross margins, 10%, they're shrinking. Bob Iger has just told you that we're improving efficiencies. Okay, well, we're now down to we're now down to 10%. We were higher. We were at 46%, 40%, 33%. We're now down at 10% gross margin. Margins are going through the floor. Not going through the roof, going through the floor. They're going down. Margins are going down. Now, they are spending capital investment, of course. They are making some capital investments, so their margins will go down. But a 10% margin is no margin. They can easily be not replaced as in the Disney parks. No one's going to suddenly do a new Disney, right? But streaming services, stuff like that, others can wipe the floor. When you've got a 10% margin, you've got no margin, operating margin, net margin. So I don't know about the improvement of efficiencies. I don't really see anything. I mean, there's some return on equity has improved slightly from negative back in COVID period, but I mean, it should. I mean, obviously, I mean, it's not. It wouldn't be hard to save money, would it? Open the park, you got money coming in rather than just spending it. So I don't think that's great. I mean, you don't take credit for just COVID finishing. I mean, anyone could do that. I mean, hey, I'm making more money. I'm a brilliant CEO now. Well, what you done? Nothing. COVID just finished, and now everyone's come back, and now I'm making more money. Oh, well, brilliant. Let's give them a pay rise. I mean, stupid, isn't it, really? So there's nothing here. It hasn't improved. It hasn't improved, and I think it's vulnerable to competition. Let's have a look at the profitability score. 48%. Received positive gross profit. It is, they're making profit. Positive 3-year revenue growth, though. Not good. 48%. That's negative. Sorry, not negative, but it's amber. Return on equity is increasing. Positive free cash flow is good. However, this is what I said here. Positive net debt, not good. It's giving it a score of 50, which isn't that bad. 50 is okay. You know, we've seen companies in bright green and we've seen them in red. 50 is okay. 50 is fine. The business is not going bust. I never said it was going bust. I just don't think it's the greatest deal and the business is booming and everyone should be buying it and it's just fantastic. It isn't. It isn't. It's not the best deal for me so far. All right? So solvency is great. It's not going bust. No surprise. Of course, Disney isn't going bust. It's got loads of cash. Profitability, 48, and I think that's going to that potentially improve over time, but I don't see it happening too soon. Let's have a look. Now then, Wall Street. Now remember, Wall Street are rubbish. Wall Street are rubbish at valuing stocks. They're rubbish at it. They're all traders. They buy tomorrow. They don't care. They don't care about the people who work there. They don't care about how much money you make as a retail investor. They certainly don't care about my audience. They don't care. They don't sit here live every day for free, providing you, information. They are traders. That's it. They don't care one way or another. And they're saying and they're also not very good at valuing stocks. In fact, they're rubbish at it when it comes to growth stocks like Tesla. They can't quantify robotaxi, doesn't exist. They can't see into the future. They can't guess. Well, nor can I, nor can anybody else. But however, they don't value what they don't understand. They're just basically following the leader, really. I'm not inspired by anyone who works at Wall Street, if I'm honest. Anyway. The best case scenario, 38% upside. Best case, and we're not in a best case. I wouldn't. What's the point? 38%, I can make 300% on solar. So that's not great. 16%, well, I could just buy the S&P. And that's probably where we are right now. I just buy the S&P and be done with it. I don't need to bother. Worst case scenario, 31% downside. Well, I don't know about that, but obviously, anything's possible, but I don't think it's that bad. But anyway, Competitive landscape, you can do your own research on the competition. I can give you the link to all of this and you can go and check it out at the end. And you might want to look at the margins of Netflix in comparison to Disney, see how they compare, and you can decide whether it's right for you or not. But anyway, I wouldn't buy Netflix either. Disney is unique, but it's not. Again, as I explained earlier, dollar cost averaging is overrated and misunderstood. Doesn't mean you buy a bit now and buy a bit later and just keep buying on the way up as it grows. You work out what your allocation is first and just break it down into structures. If I buy it this, I'm going to buy it more if it goes here or whatever, but not just periodically buy it on the way up. That's not very smart at all. If I felt that Disney would, if Disney went lower from here, I would be all in. If it went down to the COVID levels, I would buy, for me, $5,000-$10,000 would be all in on it. I would buy it there for the parks. That's it, not the streaming services. I'd buy it for the parks, and that would make sense. But where it is now, no, I don't think there's a good deal, honestly. Inside trading. Let's have a look at it. Well, the most recent inside trading was done by the EVP and Chief HR Officer, who sold $85,000 worth of Disney, which is nothing, back in August of 2023. That's insignificant buying. There's no selling either, but there was no selling at Virgin Galactic either, because everybody who's in is in. And like Richard Branson earlier said, you're not buying anymore. It doesn't mean it's a bad sign that no one's buying. You need to understand the sentiment behind it. It was sold 9 to 12 months ago. That was significant. Robert Brent sold 118,000 and 120,000. 6.2 million was sold back 9-12 months ago, but that's not happened, or since February, January, February. That's not significant either. So there's no real worry from an inside trading who's buying and selling at all. If we look at the short interest, there's no real short interest here. There is some, but over 20% is excessive. That's when you start talking about short squeezes. But again, context before everyone gets excited. 100% is when GameStop did its massive rally. Okay, so 1% is it is a short interest. It is noted. It's not anything to be concerned about. But there are companies that are much lower than that. 0.5%, for example. I think Apple or whatever it might be. So 1.16% is, some people think it's going to go lower, as I do actually. So there is some short interest, some short pressure, but there's no short squeeze. There's nothing exciting, nothing like that to think about. But there is some short interest. Again, I think there are people like me who think it's going to go down. But I don't ever short a stock. I never would, never have, never will, and so on. Right, we do have some news here. Now, later on, you will see my reviews here. Alpha Spread cherry-picked reviews, whereas all my reviews, all of them, every single one, for every single stock, appears here. So by tomorrow, if not the next day, you will see my review here, right at the top. Yes, at the top because it's the latest, but not because of that. They report all of mine because they're real, honest, and open. And I'm not sponsored by anyone, including them, to say it. Let's have a quick listen in here, and let's have a quick listen to this review here. Here we go.
Dividend and payment and return of its dividend to shareholders. And this is happening for the first time since January 2020. The company suspended the dividend during the COVID-19.
We're going to talk about the dividend in a moment as well. As I explained right at the beginning of the video, that I'm going to explain the dividend for this company. It's very important because a growth company has to have growth, real significant growth, if it doesn't have a dividend. A dividend stock. It tends to be a slower growing stock, but we'll cover all that in a minute. But anyway, let's listen into this.
19, well, the media giant will be making the payment of 30 cents a share to shareholders in January of next year. Now, this comes after Nelson Peltz's Trian Fund Management is moving ahead with a proxy fight at Disney. The activist hedge fund saying in a press release on Thursday morning that Disney extended an offer to Trian to meet with the board, but turned down its recent request for representation, including for Peltz himself. For more on Disney's battle with Peltz, we're joined by Doug Kreutz. He is a TD Cowen's Managing Director of Media and Entertainment. Doug, it's great to see you here. So I'd love first just your viewpoint on this return of the dividend and this pressure that Iger continues to remain under here from Nelson Peltz, whether or not maybe some of the moves that we have seen or decisions announced in the last couple of days, that's really going to do anything to change some of the mood and sentiment around Disney stock.
Yeah, they had previously announced that they were going to institute a dividend, and they did. You know, their cash position is much better than it was in sort of the depths of the pandemic when the parks were shut down. So there was, no good reason for them not to go back to paying a dividend. I don't think that has anything to do with Peltz. They did change some of their proxy voting rules as well. That is a little bit more of a reaction to Peltz. I think in general.
Again, like we just mentioned earlier, you get the headlines about we're doing this, we're doing that, the business is great, but all it's done is returned to where it was pre-pandemic. That's all this is. Bob Iger does not deserve a round of applause. He pays himself way too much money for that. He can, he pays himself an award as a CEO, one of very highly paid CEO. What's happening with the dividend, getting it back, and this efficiency is not someone doing a great job. It's just natural what's happening, and it doesn't deserve any. The stock doesn't deserve any extra, investment because of what's happening. What's happening would have happened if Bob the Builder was running the company right now.
Although I don't know that they feel a lot of pressure from Peltz. He can make noise, but at the end of the day, I think he has less than 2% of the vote. I don't think shareholders in general, while maybe some of the shine has come off of Bob Iger in his second stint, I don't think shareholders really want to see him go, and I don't think in general they think that Peltz has anything to add to the conversation.
Okay, and so of these activist campaigns, what should investors then continue to expect? What kind of weight do you think that they'll continue to give them, as Disney right now really has just kind of bounced off of some of those lows? And of course, we've seen it be able to move to the upside with some of the broader market activity over the past month in November. But at the same time, it's still a ways off of where the company had been in some of its year-to-date highs.
And before he answers that, I agree with that. It's not. The sentiment is not good right now, and the dividend stock, the dividend payment is not going to help at all, because I think there's 10-20% left for this stock to drop, and so we're talking maybe like $15 a stock. Who cares about 30 cents? It's a good headline grabbing, and look at me, I'm a great CEO and I've given everybody their dividend back. I mean, 30 cents when the stock can drop $15 isn't an incentive to me.
Yeah, Iger came back. He cut a lot of costs out of the business. And now he's sort of identified the need for Disney's content engines to start being successful again. They've had a very soft run at the box office post-pandemic after having had an incredible...
I don't think the CEO actually cut the costs and trimmed it down. All he did was be in the seat when they're losing less money because the parks are open. That's when he came back. I don't think it's that great. And to say that the CEO saved them all this money and he's a great bloke. I mean, again, a lot of, pat your mate on the back. And it's just, as an investor, I'm looking for the actual numbers and the facts, and that's not true at all.
Incredibly strong run pre-pandemic. Some of that's just reversion to the mean, but I think that there's been some specific issues at some of the studios that he needs to address in the two plus years that he has remaining to get them back on better creative footing. And again, I don't think external activists have anything to add to that.
Doug, when it comes to some of the headlines that Bob made at New York Times' Deal Book Summit earlier this week, he talked about some of the discussions around the TV side of the business, whether or not those assets he views as valuable here for the company, kind of turning around and saying that, hey, he thinks it actually makes sense for Disney to hold on to these assets. Is that something that you think is critical when you look at the future of Disney and what this company is going to look like 5-10 years from now?
Yeah, he's kind of gone back and forth on it a bit. I think his current position may reflect the reality that even if he wanted to sell those assets, and I'm not sure that he does, there may not be a lot of buyers for them right now. Like, nobody really wants to invest in linear television assets right now, including.
That's exactly what I said right at the beginning. And remember, I'm doing this live. I didn't know what he was going to say. No investor, gamblers, some retail investors, just follow YouTube channels. Yes, but they're insignificant to the movement of the stock. Nobody, no institution. I certainly do not want to be buying any streaming service. There's absolutely no point. They're all overbought. That we don't know where it's going. And I would only buy Disney if it went down another 15-20% and just buy the park business. That's it. Everything else is of no consequence to me at all.
General investors, like all these media stocks, are trading at very low EBITDA multiples. The future of linear television is very much in question, at the same time as the level of profitability of streaming is also in question. And with that much uncertainty, there's just not really any reason for anyone to step up and say, oh yeah, I'll take those assets off your hands. I don't think anybody would really think they could run them so much better than Disney's run them that they could, squeeze extra profitability. So I think right now, whatever he feels inside, he's stuck with the assets and he has to do the best with them that he can.
He's also going to have to figure out when this company is going to start communicating to the streets, to some of the investors, as well as those who just cover this company, what new leadership can look like. And at that Deal Book Summit also talked about and confirmed that the succession process that I believe he said is very robust right now and looking to retire at the end of his contract in 2026. Something that we have heard and discussed time and time again. But is there a front runner at this point that's started to come to light from your perspective, Doug?
Yeah, I feel like we've been talking about Bob Iger's succession plan for 10 years now because we have. Look, I think generally up until a few months ago, I would have said they're almost certainly going to pick someone internal. And
okay, I think we'll move on from there now. There's nothing really adding that I didn't already know about. So let's move down here. We've got the dividend to talk about and the back test. Let's we talked about the inside trading and the short position. If we look at the last 90 days, we can see the last 90 days was 53% was positive news. Now, we use this software here, which finds all the news, can tell whether it's positive news or negative news, brings it all together, gets reviewed, and it gives us a score, and we can see the sentiment of the stock. So the last 90 days, 53%. Last 30 days, 58%, improving. The last 7 days, negative news has grown to 19%. And today, we've got no negative news, really. We've just got all positive and a tiny bit of neutral news. Okay, sentiment's okay. Now then, let's finally, before we finish this, I will give you the link for this service in a moment. Let's go and show you what we were talking about earlier with the dividend payouts. As you know, it was halted and now it's been reintroduced. But let's have a quick look at it, and we can see here back in 2006, it was 31 cents. 35, 35, 35, 40 in 2011, 60 cents in 2012, 88 cents in 19, 2020, in 2020, it was 88 cents, and then it dropped off, nothing at all. Now it's back at 30 cents. It got as high as 88 cents. It was increasing. We have gone back to what it was below in 2006. If you look at the history, again, information is knowledge, knowledge is power. You will see the dividend has gone back to is 30 cents. I actually, think that's terrible. If you're trying to entice long-term investors back into the stock, how can you give them a dividend that you paid them less than in 2006? It's not a good. I wouldn't even have done it. I wouldn't have even done it. If I was running the company, I'd make the company profitable, and then I'd wait until I could afford a dividend which picked up where I left off and was 89 cents a share. Not 30, where it was in 2006. You can't use COVID as a negative there, can you? So that's really bad. As a bad advert. Remember, a dividend is used to encourage people to hold their stock and a different style of investor. So I wouldn't touch it for that either. Now let's go back. Let's look at a back test. We can see if we put $10,000 into the S&P and $10,000 into Disney, you can see Disney is actually in the red. It ran away ahead, but then of course it crashed through. It crashed through COVID. It's now down, but it's growing at about the same rate as the S&P. So it's not catching up, like I showed you earlier. It's not growing anymore. It's not accelerating its growth. It's picked up where it's left off. It's offering you a dividend payment lower than you bought it, than you had it originally in 2006. We've got other issues around the stock. It's definitely not a buy for me. I would just buy the S&P. I would be a customer, watch the Disney films. I would go along to the park. But really, quite honestly, it's not the best investment for me. I don't think that Bob Iger has done a great job at all. He's not saved any money. He's not offered a great dividend. He's getting into political arguments. He upsetting, Elon Musk. Whatever, getting called out on TV like that. I'm not going to advertise with you because you made a tweet, which I don't agree with. I think it was a big, huge mistake. It's gained Elon Musk more fans, and I don't think it's done him any good at all. You should never, ever get, if you're Mickey Mouse and Snow White, what are you doing getting involved in political wars like that? He said he didn't, but he did. By going, I am not advertising with you anymore. That's exactly what he did do. Anyway, there's my thoughts. There's my review. It's open. It's honest. It's unbiased. Disney is not a buy for me. Would I buy it? Yes, if it goes to $60. Otherwise, no. I'm looking for the best deals. If it doesn't give me the best deal, I don't buy it. And as what's his name? George Clooney says in Perfect Storm, the fish will gather again for the Andrea Gale. The stocks will gather again for Martyn Lucas. It's not the right price for me. There's better opportunities out there. I'll be a customer, but I'm not an investor. If you want the links to my alpha spread, all my members get a lifetime discount, and you'll end up getting my membership for free. If you look below the description, there's also information down here as well. You can go and check that out. Over here, I'll put all the reviews for all the stocks I do, the full playlist that I do over here, and more videos I think you will find useful. This was done for one of our members. I make this whole movie, whole film for my members. It's a free thing, a gift to you that I do for you if you request it. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other. Chris Pickering, you've just watched an hour-long video of what's the of analyzing Disney and whether it's good value, and now he says, what's the value of alpha spread on Disney? You mean what's the value of Disney on alpha spread? I just spent an hour showing you. Oh, Mlaminel. You've got to watch the video when it comes out. You've got to watch the video when it comes out. What do you mean? What do you mean $122? What do you mean 122? The base case. Oh, yeah, I just logged in. Oh, he's all right. Okay. He's thinking, don't have a go at me. I just logged in. We've just done an hour-long video, Chris. It's 122 is the base case. The base case, yes, indeed. You'll have to watch the video when it comes out. All right? Okay, let's go back to my positions and let's see where we are. All right. Okay, here we go. So it's time for me to go. That's another review done. Thank you ever so much for tuning in. There's a Virgin Galactic special coming out in a minute. Disney special we've just done. N-Phase special. That's it. We're all good. Thank you very much indeed. And we're down. My portfolio is down 2% today. Remember, it's exaggerated massively because I have margin. It's up massively, it's down massively, and most of my stocks are up today. Virgin Galactic has brought me down, but I'm not at all concerned. I do expect my portfolio to be green. Virgin Galactic is getting off the bottom of the $2. I'm perfectly happy owning it at 157. I'm not selling it. PLTR is getting better. Gold is too expensive. S&P too expensive. Amazon too expensive. Apple too expensive. Next year energy, I'm doing well on that one now. N-Phase Energy, it did go higher, but it sold off on the news, and now it's set new levels here. I'm up 6.6% on N-Phase, made $1,000, $300 today. Coca-Cola is just being trimmed at the moment. That'll bounce straight back up again. I'm up at 6% on Coca-Cola. J&J, I'm up 2.5%. Every percent is $300 now to me. So I'm very, very happy. It's a very good day for me. Even though I'm down, I'm only down with Virgin Galactic. And to be honest with you, all we've done is set new support levels. Institutions are buying at this level again. So that's fine. Let's do day trader of the day. We'll go to the general public once again. Everyone can chat again. Here we go. Day trader of the day. Where are you overall? 1.88. I do expect to be green today. Down 1.88%. Jiggy, jiggy, jiggy. Bow, bow. Main thing is stays above $2. That's looking like support indeed. Right, let's see where everybody is. Any views on celebrity jungle? Oh, do I have any? Oh, about all the animals. Yeah, I agree. I don't think any animal should be hurt. I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree. We should be protecting the wildlife, the environment. Absolutely. I have respect for it. Imagine if the spiders were picking us up and eating us and stamping on us and doing stuff to us. We wouldn't like it, would we? Animals, we are just sharing the world with animals and the environment. I agree. Up 2.31. Down 3.81. This time for Christmas. This time for Christmas piano music. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. How does that suit you? All right, who wins? Who wins today? Let's have a look. Is it true that space is it true that space is with huge short float? So if so, we could see a squeeze soon with the new shorts. No, yeah, we do have a short potential, but it's reduced recently. It's nothing massive. I'll just share with you on the screen what the current situation is. Let me bring it up on the screen. It was about 20%. Which is excessive, but doesn't fuel another short squeeze. We've had some shorts get squeezed, but nothing massive at the moment. 20.1 is about the same. So it's nothing at the. It's not enough to really kick it off yet. No. There's my reviews. Look, you see that they all appear here on Alpha Spread, every single one. Right. Down 1.58. Still no Christmas jumper. Is it true that space? We answered that. Down 2.31, 1.9. Am I the winner again? No, Stephen Lewandowski's the winner. Stephen Lewandowski's the winner. That's it. We've run out of time. Too late. Thank you very much for your score. Give him a thumbs up. That's it from me. I'm out of here. I'll see you back in a bit for these breaking new videos. Look out for them. And the Disney, of course, review as well. Full review on Disney. Okay, that's it. I'm out of here. Oh, Mitch NL would have won today. Mitch NL would have won. He was too late though. If you're behind the stream, just press the live button and bring yourself up to date. And then what you have to do is do 2 speed. If you do 2 speed, then you get yourself within seconds of me speaking live. If you don't do that, you're behind the stream. You can't be behind the stream, otherwise you miss out, right? You miss out. That's it from me. Let's roll the credits. Shidoo, shidoo, be do. Wow, 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 wow. That was a new one. Just felt right. Just felt right at the time. Start of the show. Nice evening. Mitch NL, very good. Subscribers, John Downey, Nuno, Hector M, Wio, thank you. Members, Dominic Webb, Nikunj, Francesco, Ben Sharples, Gordon Center, and Gordon Center celebrated his 2 months as a member. I think it was 2 months. Forgetting now. Anyway, that's it. I'm all done. Michelle, I don't know if Michelle was in here. I just made Michelle's video, and that's it. I'm going to go and get it put together, edited, put out, and all the rest of it. Omar. We've got one of our members. Yes, he's just in there. I checked the charts with Virgin Galactic. 3 million. Yes, Omar. I'll read that in a minute. Thank you for that. Right, that's it. I'm all done. Thanks a lot, everybody. I will see you back for the closing bell as always. And it's been a good morning. It's been great. Everyone's like, oh, what do you mean it's great? Virgin Galactic's down. It's not. It's not at all. It's back to where the institutions are buying it. In fact, it's going back up again now. We're at $2. We're fine. I'm still up to 27%. That's it. Have a wonderful afternoon. Look out for the premieres. As always, take care of your money. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your crypto. And most importantly, take care of each other. Bye-bye for now.